Hello and welcome to the Chronicles of the Anathaema Ascendant. My name is Lilithalu, and this is a Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader campaign.
To watch this. This is way more important than me spending my XP. Come on, Shane.
We're gonna have a second Rogue Trader.
Oh my goodness.
Wouldn't that be so?
It's doable.
How do I do them circles again? Draw shape.
Draw shape, and then it's, I think, hold down Alt. It's Alt for circle.
Hold Alt for circles and ellipse.
I found an easier way of doing that. I was just lazy and Miranda did everything for me.
Alright, so 1 will be Stuff Pack, 2 will be Child of the Creed, 3 will be Savant.
Savant's fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
That's good.
Not this time.
Oh, I see how you're doing it. Okay.
Tainted's off the board. Too bad. I found the deck of many things earlier today.
Yeah, he actually did.
Oh my gosh.
You can pay 200 or 300 XP and pick on the mutation chart what you wanted. And one of
You're the
them
one to
on
roll
there
5.
is roll 5.
I'm going to be doing that.
Oh man. You know, you could wind up dead before you finish creating your character.
Alright, I'm a missionary.
This is
Wait,
the
what?
only game that I know of that you could die before you're done making your character.
How does that happen?
All right, Shane, you have to play this as if you were a Southern Baptist, but for them.
Oh god.
I say
Be the very best black man.
Oh my goodness.
I honestly thought about playing a missionary just to do that.
I have no idea what this class is about yet.
They're paladins.
Oh, nice.
So with Siege as the rogue trader, that actually works. Most other rogue trader games, you cannot have a missionary.
Why is that?
Because they're paladins. Oh, you want to loot that ship and not give the proceeds over to the local planet where the governor had ownership of this sector? That's a paladin. That's a heresy.
Pretty much you're upholding the laws of the Emperor.
And luckily for us, the laws of the Emperor say rogue traders can do whatever the hell they want to, just shy of disobeying the Inquisition.
Pretty much. And Mecharius is pretty into serving the Emperor to his fullest, so it's a good combo. He's a zealot anyway, so.
A fellow brother in arms.
Yeah, and I think I even... Did I take that? Nope. Yeah, I did. Common lore and... No, wait, where is it? Oh, no, I took Underworld. That's right.
See, it was the Emperor's will that your former crewmates died so that we could take their place.
So we can roll our stats before we go down the chart, right?
Yeah. We did before.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter because you can put your stats wherever you want to put them.
Okay. The reason I ask is because the path might determine what my stats turn out to be. Because, you know, some of them you get the +3 perception,
Yeah.
+3 this, that, and the other.
Yeah, you can put them wherever you want. You just... Last time you decided to just put them where they landed.
Right.
For the most part.
So would anybody have a problem with me picking Arch-Militant?
No, I think we could probably use one.
Yep.
Okay.
If we had some better fighters, maybe we wouldn't have gotten in the situation we did.
Well, if we were smarter, we might not have gotten in the situation we did.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
should
actually
not
we had plenty of warning.
Yeah, we brought out our inner Pathfinder into a game that's not necessarily the smartest thing.
Yep.
And I was told to basically go forward and be the meat shield, so I went forward to be the meat shield and eventually got desperate.
I mean, you were doing a really
Luckily-
good job for a while there.
Yeah, I
I'm
was...
lucky that didn't wind up being the death of me. I have a feeling at some point or other, Shepard probably would have killed me.
Oh, if Shepard would have lived that, you would have been waking up in places in the ship where you couldn't find your way out. By the way,
So-
don't fuck with the new guy because he's going to specialize in poisons, toxins, and Medicaid.
Good.
Fuck yes.
I have every intention on picking up Medicaid.
That was one of the most annoying things.
Mm-hmm. So we definitely need a navigator, so I'll maintain the role of navigator.
You can technically, as far as navigator, do you really have to be the navigator to actually do those? Because technically, no, Voidmaster controls is basically controlling the ship, but you can still do navigator's role from Voidmaster.
Can you navigate warp?
We'd just get an NPC that does it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistically, whatever you want to play, you can play whatever you want. I'm not going to make you have to pick something because your ship technically is without one right now. That's not a problem. You can pick whatever you want to pick.
The only thing I don't suggest for anybody is Seneschal, because that is a pure RP choice.
They drive and don't do a whole lot of anything else. Oh no, Seneschal
Is basically Money Man.
Yep, Money Man.
Which isn't
Dude,
really
you know,
in this game.
I got it. Okay, we just need two of us to be a missionary and one of us to be a Seneschal. We'll just run around being the galaxy's Jehovah Witnesses.
You should join us.
You gotta be the Mormons, man. They got all of Utah and all the surrounding area. The G-dubs don't own anything. You gotta go with the Mormons.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and... go ahead. Sorry, whoever speaks.
Nope, just accidentally chat my game.
Kirby.
So I guess before we go to the deal, we'll go down to one person. So Shane, let's see what you do for stats, my friend.
All right. So I'm rolling 2d10 plus 25, yeah?
Yep.
Let's see, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characteristics. And that last one doesn't count. I went full court. So yeah, 9. It's not so bad.
No, this was some good rolling. And apparently I have no pens in this house that work. I found a pencil. It's just like, really? Okay. And I'm going to hold with the rule that I gave last time. Oops. If you want to, you can re-roll your lowest. Or, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. That would be my 36. Yeah.
34?
Oh, that's right. I did have a 34 that counted. All right, so yeah, that 34 I'm going to re-roll. That's better.
Jesus.
Did you roll a 40 or 50?
42.
Nice.
He is going to be an OP-ass paladin, huh?
Thanks to the Emperor.
Yeah, those were really good stats.
I'm really scared to roll next.
He took all the
Oh,
good
do it.
rolls, guys.
One.
I'll do it.
All right, here goes my first one.
Damn. You
You
beat
were
him.
saying?
Not too bad.
I'm going to re-roll the 32.
I would say that's really solid. The way I look at it, if you can put one skill level in it and get to the next upgrade, that's a
Yeah, agreed.
33. That's a bad one. It takes 2 level ups to get it up to upgrade a bonus point.
Right?
Yeah, but at least it's not a 32 now.
Yeah, you have a 1% better chance of.
Hey, I mean,
Yep.
take every little bit you can.
In Warhammer? Yeah.
Any game, really. Remember all
Yeah,
those
that turns it
times
from
killing
0
the...
degrees of success to 0.01 degrees of failure.
Right? Exactly. Like, it makes
Yeah,
a
we've had a
difference.
lot of those.
All right, now that all of the juju's out of the system, let's get in with these crap rolls.
Positive thinking. Positive thinking, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta think good and then... Uh-oh, what's the request?
While he's rolling, since we can talk instead. Nice. Over here in the items, could you add one like under the ship that has like a equipment / armory thing? So when I do acquisitions, I can have a list of shit they want, rather than me go through and ask each one at what they want and yada yada yada
Well,
and so on.
everyone makes their own
Oh,
role. Like, it's not something that you have to do. So like if they want something, basically it'll be like, okay, you guys are on a planet or whatever, and you want to look for something or whatever. You each would let me know what you're looking for and would roll for it.
Oof.
I think roll 20 felt bad for us. Holy fuck.
no, Scott, you got some solid ass rolls there.
Yep, I got some mediocre.
That's what I
and
meant.
Solid.
I'm thinking roll 20 felt bad for what happened before, so it's trying to give us a little bit of help.
Well, I mean, okay, so
You do have three
if
34s though.
I do. That's the thing. All right, let's see if we can fix one of those 34s.
Yeah, no,
That's better.
Damn.
Tax ass
Y'all
motherfuckers.
rolled a lot better than you did last time, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is now, Scott,
Mm-hmm.
what is your origin path?
My origin path. Funny you should ask. It is going to be Voidborn, Stubjack, Duty Bound, Dark Voyage, Prestige. It's almost like I'd planned that.
Huh, you and Jay planning stuff out ahead? Who would have thought?
This was my House Hawkins character. Doesn't have to be Hawkins now, but yep.
What did I just do? That's not one.
It's kind of funny because it's the second time a Mayhew has taken my backup character and thrown it into the story and been like, that's awesome. I'm going to use this.
You see, what has to happen is you have to enunciate a little bit better and explain that you don't want it as involved in the story.
No. You give the seeds to the GM, and whatever grows, grows. And you just roll with it.
I think it turned out pretty good last time.
Oh, it turned out amazing. Better than I ever could have hoped. That's why I keep doing it.
Oh yeah, if you guys give me background information, I'm gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
Please.
in your favor or not. Depends. The thing
Oh.
is we wouldn't have necessarily even gotten to that. It just depended on where you guys went in the system, universe, however you want to put it.
See, I see it as always in my favor, even if it's against my character's favor. It's in me as an engaged player. It's in my favor.
And I do need to know what it was again that you were doing. Oops.
Oh yeah. So Voidborn for Homeworld.
Oh my god. 1 second. Okay. Okay.
Then Stubjack.
Okay.
Duty Bound.
Okay.
Dark Voyage.
Okay.
And Prestige.
Okay. Arch-Militant. And Navigator. Okay, so character-wise, for like going through and doing the like each thing that you're taking from each of the origin path, do you guys want to like go over that together, or do you just want to do it and let me know what you pick, or how do you want to go about doing it?
So I think that we should talk about where we come from and where we're going to be recruited from. And that way we can figure out, do we want to have like a shared background, a shared goal? And that way we could get some like motivation to be on this ship and to complete this objective and then build a connection with the ship from there. And kind of how I was thinking about that was, the captain of the ship just got his ass kicked by a bunch of Chaos Reavers. He may be inclined to find people that know how to deal with Chaos Reavers. So that could be how we get recruited. And then
Yeah, go ahead.
and then from there, we could tackle the immediate problem, and we would be motivated to help. In that way, some sort of a bond can be forged with the ship where we would continue on from there.
I'm acquired. Basically, as in, I don't know how DJ would want to go about doing it, whether it's a case of once you make it back to that dock or whatever, whether it's a favor.
Yeah, that's one thing I was kind of ask. Couldn't we kind of recruit any maybe outcasts or maybe misfits from other ships or crews or whatnot? And one of them could be like an Arch-Militant that's really fucking zealot, or a paladin that's really zealous and no one really likes to, or whatever. I don't know. It's your characters. I don't want to make shit up.
I was found hiding out on that station, I think, is what I would probably go for. And somehow along the lines, you were given the opportunity to gain ownership.
Oh, I would.
And you'll understand exactly what I mean by ownership when I get through rolling on some of the stuff after roll.
Okay, I'm going to vape, but I look forward to hearing about this.
Well, before you leave, CJ.
I can't imagine Jay doing this, but it'll be.
Where were you going to bring your ship back to? Were you going to go to the area that Katina told you about, or were you going to head back all the way to Port Wander? Where were you looking to dock at to try and recruit? And he left anyway. Damn it.
Well, he walked away. It means you get to make the decision for him.
Well, absent a navigator, it only takes several generations to get back to Port Wander.
Well, that's the thing is, like, he could stop at, like, a place nearby, pick up a navigator to get him home. Or to get him to Port Wander or whatever, and then go from there. It just kind of depends on, like, there's story options there. It just depends on what he would do as a captain. And whether or not he thinks he can find an adept crew this far out.
I love this, the paranoid. -10 penalties to all interactions.
Do I need to drink my beer before or after hearing how I own you? I'm sorry.
Or you ran away before she asked you a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? It's probably in a window somewhere if I tab. Not that.
No, I didn't type it out. I was asking you. I said, hold on a second when you said you were going to go vape, and then you said something, and so I thought you were staying, and then you left.
No, sometimes when I say I'm going somewhere, I'll say just like a parting comment that may cross my mind, and that was one of those instances.
Where are you docking at? Are you going to get a navigator somewhere nearby and then head back to Port Wander, or are you just where did you want to dock?
Scroll. The place what's her name gave us to go check out.
Okay.
Hold on.
And that's where you wanted to find your crew?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted people experienced with the Expanse.
Okay. Let me find my notes. Where did I put that?
Yeah. Yay! I got max roll for my wounds.
Nice.
Now he really can be your meat shield.
Oh, every intention on being said meat shield.
He's property. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe he won't hit me.
And you know what,
Well, I don't
Scott?
even.
If you wanted to be Hawkins, you could. There is nothing stopping you from being a Hawkins if you'd like. You could, I mean, Mecharius could technically acquire you from Katina to be on your ship instead of on hers. That is a valid option.
Or we could maintain that storyline and just have it be a Hawkins like relative. So now instead of having an enemy on board an ally ship, it's an ally or potential ally on board an ally ship.
That is 100% okay if that's what you would like to do. Just wanted to throw that out there that if you want to, 100% okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if this character's, well, this character could be very complicated because I'm going House Renegade. So I'm going to build it and then we're going to see how messed up it is.
I like the way this XP is done because your first level is you have to invest a lot in your characteristics. But it ensures that, your character at least gets notably better for combat and other. Whereas all the other things below it, like your rogue trader advances, awareness, command, commerce. Oh, damn, already got it.
Oh, where did I put this stuff?
Well, and also we should keep in mind like the ship-borne abilities. So intimidate, tech use. I forget some of the like ballistic skills are good for doing the shooty. Intimidate, I believe, is used for put your back into it.
I'm not going to use Intimidate, dude. That skill's virtually worthless for me.
I got you on Intimidate.
Thank you,
I
sir.
figured as much.
It's a strength skill. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you could get like some weird mutations that give you like scary or whatever it is that make you look freaky.
I have to figure out a way to become mutated. It's not built into my character.
Oh, don't worry. We'll fix that.
I probably, or the chaos will.
That actually reminds me, speaking of, mutations and stuff, I actually would like you to roll a 1d5, CJ, for Mecharius to see how affected he was by what happened on the ship. Okay, for insanity.
Oh, here we go. That should put you over.
Yeah, first degree. I wasn't going to tell her.
Come on, that's the fun part.
Well, there was my insanity roll.
2. Okay.
Way better than my first one.
Okay, so the planet that Mecharius is landing on to find his new crewmates, you guys, is called Mithuna. It's Mithuna, and it's in the Sabium system.
Spell it again, please. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
That's Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Well, this is kind of frightening. You gain the peer, the insane. I'm about to have to roll another 2d10 for insanity.
Yes, do it.
Ouch. Let's hope your high rolls don't keep up.
Let's hope they do.
That would be a good zealot.
I want crazy people. Oh. You had to roll 2d10? So you're at 20 insanity? Ooh, this is interesting.
Well, you got your wit.
Lilith gets what Lilith wants.
Hey, I've told people before, guess what? GM is...
Well, I'm sure hoping I don't have any more fucking insanity rolls.
Are we going to deal with chaos?
No, I just meant in character creation.
You want Armor of Contempt. If you can get do that.
Well, technically, I could, instead of taking 2 insanity, I could technically take 2 of the corruption instead.
But will the stats be different for it?
It's the same roll.
Okay.
So I could take the 2 regardless, because it was roll 1d5 for corruption or...
Insanity's better than corruption.
Is it though?
Story-wise, yeah, I think so.
Well, then I'm in trouble.
Okay.
I hope nobody is part of the Ecclesiarchy.
The Ecclesiastes? You mean like maybe, I don't know, maybe a missionary?
Because you gain +3 willpower and the enemy... Exclaim the X. We're just going to call him X because I'm not saying that over.
I think you gotta say it until you can get it right.
You could, if you want to shorten it up, people devoted to the Emperor.
Nope, I think he has to say it.
Ecclesiarchy. Just
He's
pretend
like,
to
nope.
sneeze.
I choose.
I got you, Ecclesiarchy.
Okay.
Fuck that. Not saying it, but the 18 points.
Alright, so 18 there, 17 there. I can't do that. I gotta go 14 here. I really want to make someone who's not going to die, but at the same time, we're going to be much more likely to die in the warp than what history has shown, so I just got to suck it up.
Okay. And CJ, you said that Mecharius is above 10 points now for insanity as well, right?
11.
Okay.
Yes, I have my first degree of insanity.
Yes. I'm just reading up right now what I need to have you do for that.
Probably roll on some table if I were to guess.
Yeah, I just need to look and see what I need to have you roll, and then what happens when you do roll.
Roll a new character.
No, he's not quite there yet. He needs to hit 100 insanity before that happens. Or die. Or hit 100 corruption. Whichever comes first.
I have a +10 trauma modifier. Not even sure what that exactly means.
Yep, that's what I'm reading up on. So it looks like each time the character gains 10 insanity points, he must make a trauma test. This is a willpower test modified in difficulty by how many insanity points the character has accrued in total. So that would be the +10. If the test is passed, the character manages to cope with his experience without extra ill effect. If the test is failed, roll 1d100, adding 10 for every degree of failure, comparing the result to table 10-6 mental traumas. The result is applied to the character in the aftermath of any encounter that inflicted the insanity on him. So why don't you give me a willpower test then, with a +10 modifier. Yeah. Yay, you failed. Okay.
It's roll 20. That's not exactly new.
Okay, so then when the test is failed, roll a 1d100, adding 10 for every degree of failure. So that's what. So it'd be roll 1d100 with another +10. $55. The character must compulsively perform an action, such as fevered praying, frantically cleaning a weapon, reciting verse, and so on, and pays little attention to anything else. All tests that are based on intelligence, fellowship, and perception suffer a -10 penalty. This effect lasts 3 to 10 hours. So, 3d10 hours. So, essentially by the time you make it there, this would be over, but your crew is kind of like, the fuck happened to him, and what happened to the crew, and is our captain going a little bit crazy?
Yeah, but I wouldn't tell them. I'm busy praying.
Only the insane shall prosper. The more insane a character becomes, the less horrific things seem. After all, what are the monsters of reality compared to those one sees whenever one closes one's eyes? If the first digit of the character's insanity total is double or more a thing's fear rating, the character is unaffected by it and does not need to make a fear test.
Mm.
Alright, we gotta go to mutation table.
Ooh, Jason is moving on to
Alright, I'm about to do the mutation table, guys.
Fun stuff.
So I'm spending 200 of my XP to choose. Obviously, I'm choosing the one that lets me roll 1d5, or roll 1d5, and then roll for that many mutations.
Which page is that on?
369, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, Ravaged Body is what I'm going for.
Oops. Okay.
So I'm going to get to roll twice. Unless you'll let me burn a fate out of my 1d3 to reroll that.
I will let you burn one. So then you'd be down to 2.
Sweet.
Holy shit, you're gonna have 5 mutations?
Yep.
That's my reaction as well, Scott.
Deck of many things. Here we go. You roll 100, and you have to start a new character.
Yeah, but then I just do everything again up to this point, and then reroll my 1d5, so it doesn't matter. All right, first one.
Scott's probably useful at this moment because I have a feeling he knows most of the mutation table by heart at this point. Notice the giggle.
Aberration.
The mutant has become a weird hybrid of man and animal, or reptile, insect, or some other beast. The mutant increases its strength and agility by +10, reduces its intelligence by minus 1d10, and its fellowship by minus 10.
That's pretty handy.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I'm a winged aberration. The mutant's body has warped to accommodate a pair of leathery wings or the like. It gains the flyer trait at a rate equal to agility bonus times 2. I can't believe this is so perfect considering I'm going melee.
Y'all probably won't be able to take him on any planets, really, unless he can hide his wings.
I actually am taking the unremarkable talent, so they get a negative 20 to notice a lot of the extra stuff or recognize or recall anything.
I think they're going to get plus 50 for the wings and the leopard
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah,
mitigate
I don't really
some of
think, but hey, I could get something else in here that that just totally says, you know what, I like where you're going with that. Brute. Jesus.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, my God.
The mutant is physically powerful with deformed masses of slab-like muscle, increasing its strength and toughness characteristics by 10 each.
God damn. Holy shit. I think Miranda's probably wishing she wouldn't let me burn that fate. Well, actually, it wouldn't matter because it would have, because I wouldn't have got brute. I would have got aberration. And
You probably would have rolled completely differently due to RNG.
Probably.
51 word length.
The mutant has minor psychic powers, and it has so far been able to conceal. The mutant gains the psi rating 2 talent. If it already has this talent, it gains the next highest psi rating talent that it doesn't have. The mutant gains 2 psychic techniques of its choice from a single discipline of his choice. He needs to meet the requirements for both disciplines.
Anybody say something? Psychic shield? Yeah, I'm getting the good ones.
I'm not going to bitch about y'all having good rolls.
And 32 is going to be my weird one. Mental regressive.
Oh, fuck. You're going to be dumb as a doorpost.
Yeah, the mutant has regressed mentally. Roll 1d10 for intelligence, perception, willpower, and fellowship separately. On a 1 to 5, reduce the characteristic by 1d10. On a 6 to 7, have the characteristic. On an 8 and 9, there is no change. On a 10, reduce the characteristic to 5. The mutant also gains 1d10 insanity points.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. We got Hulk, y'all.
Yeah,
Much,
let's
yeah.
see it.
All right, so for that one, okay, so the first part of it is roll 1d10 for, wow, all 4 of those.
And Shane, the 4, what does that equal out to in Fate for you?
2.
So is that the half?
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll get you a little bib so you don't drill on yourself. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you'll have to get your own bib.
Perception. So perception has no change. All right, willpower.
That's the big one to worry about. Well, actually, this one.
5, reduce it by 1d10. Okay, and then fellowship. So roll a 1d10.
1. Reduce the characteristic by 1.
Yep. So let's see here. Psi reading. 2. Brute is plus 10. Strength plus 10. Tough. Winged. What does that else do? Anything else for you? Warped. Flyer. And aberration.
Well, we know who we're not going to be asking what we should do in any situation.
I also need you to roll 1d10 for aberration to see how much we're minusing your intelligence by.
Oh, shit. Almost tried to roll onto a 10.
Alright, Scott wounds is...
Oh, sweet. That's max. 4.
Can your starting stats go negative?
No.
So it can just be a 0?
Yeah. Why? What?
Expect fellowship to be low as fuck.
Scott, for wounds, do you not have any... it's 1d5, but does it not have any pluses to that at all?
Let me double check. Double their starting toughness bonus, add 1d5 to the result. So for
Okay.
Voidborn, there is no +1, +2.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I figured to double check. Shane, do you want to roll your wounds as well?
Sure, yeah. What is that exactly?
It should be under your home world, I believe.
Alright, yeah, it says double toughness, and then add 1d5 plus 1 to the result.
Okay, so 1d5 plus 1. Okay. Oof. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Voidborn. So it's 5 strength plus 5 willpower.
My explanation is this fucking, what is it? Hand cannon did dick squat. I want something that hurt.
Well, in order for...
That was to Miranda.
Yeah, go ahead, Miranda.
You know what helps is if you can actually hit something.
I hit myself in the head. It tickled. My armor massively outclasses my weapon. My weapon can fire once per round, 5 rounds in a row, and then it takes 2 rounds to reload. My weapon is a piece of shit. Look at it and tell me what you think.
Yeah, see, navigators are built for armored opponents, but I was trying not to metagame by pulling out my weapon that tears through armor.
I'm gonna
You're
tell
a friendly fellow.
it wouldn't have mattered, Scott, because the Geist that you guys were fighting didn't have armor.
Hmm.
It just had 8,
Fast
basically
healing.
8 for its like toughness to block stuff. Thick hide, pretty much. So
Well, does pen penetrate just armor or
Yeah.
armor or toughness?
it's just armor, I believe. I'll
Okay.
double check on that, but I'm pretty sure it's just armor. Um, do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, let's see here. Hive World.
All right, my first bit of insanity in this game. See how this rolls.
10. I mean, wait, what? No.
So if I get the same talent from my background as I get from my starting skills with my class, does that do anything, or do I just kind of lose out?
What you'll do is you'll get, I believe you get the plus 10 for that skill.
If it's a skill, if it's a talent, though, I don't know.
If it's a talent, it depends on what the talent is, but, I don't
Yeah,
look at
it's a
it.
talent. It's a talent, unshakable faith.
I mean, it's a good one to have.
I mean, I get it.
If that's the case, I might say maybe look to shift over to another thing since you did it so randomly.
No, I'd rather play it out.
Well, so what gives it to you is the question.
Child of the Creed, my birthright, and then also being a missionary.
All right, so Child of the Creed.
Child of the Creed. That's the second thing.
Yep.
Let's see here.
That does not give you an option there.
Yeah, for talents, I don't think that there's any kind of...
There's no tit for tat.
Yeah, it's just pretty much, it just is. But I'll look to see the actual talent itself, and we'll see. Let's see here. Unshakable Faith. RS.
Yeah, the other options like Savant is not that great. And Subject would be really handy for you. So handy. So you get Quick Draw, and you would gain Intimidate as a trained basic skill. You get +5 to your choice of weapons or ballistics, but you suffer -5 to Fellowship and 1d5 Insanity. But if there's nothing that screams missionary more than being able to draw a weapon, to intimidate people, and to be better at using your weapon, at the penalty of being able to convince people, that screams missionary to me.
Really, it seems almost kind of backwards.
Wolfwood?
No,
Not in this world.
no, not at all.
Vash the Stampede. Wolfwood. Oh.
And yeah, there's not really any kind of way we could adjust Unshakable Faith to, like, make it better or anything, because it's already a pretty decent talent, and it's not like there's something that's, like, to make it any better, really. So, I mean, realistically, that's up to you what you want to do. If you just want to have it the one, and then just basically one of them is just useless, or choose a different one. Choose a different
Siege, that's
birthright.
going to bug me. Trigun, right?
Sorry, what was that, sir?
Vash the Stampede. Is that Trigun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wolfwood's the guy with the cross that has like 1 billion guns, a rocket launcher, anti-tank machine gun. You know, everything.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
You know, there's a lot of Christian iconography within this game, and you could totally. Or in the same aspect, you could be a gun grip, if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know that, no.
It's an anime that became a video game, that became an anime, that became a.
Oh, all right.
And yes, all of them are related. So if you want the full story, you have to watch the anime, play the video game, watch.
That's kind of fun. I don't think I've ever heard of something that tied in like that.
It's kind of like a bullet hell kind of God of War. It's not easy though.
Well, that sounds like a good thing.
Yes, Scott?
So I picked something that reduces our starting profit factor by 1.
Gotcha.
I think I will go Stubjack then. That just does sound a lot better.
Hey, Mir, do you want me to put that on current or starting? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to see your. Yeah, down to 41.
I'm going to roll for those insanity points. Just one.
They're not cool like me and Jay.
I'm just a little crazy. Which makes me normal.
Yeah, you're normal right now. Technically, even I'm still normal. Jay is Jay.
In his own different way.
No whammies. Yes.
Nice.
I did. I was that would be from Dark Voyage. I love that I had to like reach across the entire screen to get to Voidborn. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, my first talent at what is it? Rank Jaded. Maybe. I don't know.
I like that one.
Would you? Oh, you like it?
Mm-hmm. I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah. It only.
Dodge was my first rank 2 ability I was going for. My. Yep.
Sick of getting hit?
It won't be nearly as helpful. I feel like my dodge might have been higher, but maybe it's just me and wishful thinking. 36. Like my dodge right now is 18. 36 sounds a whole lot better than 18, so that it might have been the same.
Yeah, you can buy the plus 10 one already? I mean, never mind. Yes.
No, I would have had to buy it so that it would be a basic train skill.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when you don't have any training in it at all.
It makes sense. If you're not used to getting shot at, you probably will freeze up. So
Oh yeah,
I
for
gotta give
sure.
him props for that.
I mean, not everyone is like they're from the Matrix, so
Mm-hmm.
not everyone can be the one.
I think only
But
one
we could be the second character that is made.
So who wants to hear the amusing stat spread?
Oh God, here we go. You're making an orc.
He should be. Okay,
Effectively.
weapon skill is a 44. Ballistic skill is a 36. Strength is a 64. Toughness is a 56. Agility is a 50. Intelligence is an 18. Perception 36. Willpower 29. Fellowship 14.
Oh, you don't sound like a very pleasant person.
Oh my god.
Just don't stick a sword through your gut, please.
You probably could, and it probably wouldn't do much.
That's what I was just thinking. You could probably take.
At this point, without doing any modifiers, just that deal, just from the armor I get and this, you have to do more than 10 points of damage to do anything to me.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they were doing more than 10 points of damage, and they were doing shit that bypassed armor and toughness.
Yeah. Well, bypass armor, not toughness. But that's why I have 50 agility now.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Yeah,
so
that
you can
worked.
fly away.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I'm going to fly into space because I'm too stupid to know better.
Oh, you won't have to convince a pilot. You can just fly right out.
I don't have the tech used to make my own little bubble matrix around me, though.
Nope. That's great.
This is going to be fun playing a completely dumb character. I mean, he's going to be even more stupid than Baskin Robin was, and that was a pretty fucking dumb character until Noah changed it because of Matt bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a fun time.
I'm going to be playing Rain Man without the moments of inspiration of brilliance.
Or Forrest Gump without the moments of... There wasn't much brilliance. Yeah, you pretty much played Forrest Gump, and it was hilarious. I loved it.
Apparently, not everyone did know. I could see that getting kind of annoying.
No, the way he played it was perfect.
I didn't take charge of the party. I didn't come up with strategy. Like when we did tests to determine whether, when we were rolling skills for something, I would pull out my book and start flipping through pages. And if I roll well enough, I point to something in my book where I took a note. So even though I'm stupid as fuck, before I had my brain problem, getting my head bashed in by a dragon, I had notes and I was halfway intelligent. So it was able for me to role play where I can contribute without me having to take away from the role play of my character.
There are just some people that want you to hand them your character sheet so they can tell you what to do.
Personally, Jay, that's genuinely fucking awesome. I love the way.
It was great. Yep.
If people didn't want me to RP, man, they should have never showed me these fucking pen and papers and kept me just playing WoW because I don't RP on that.
But I like it. That's why I introduced you to it.
All right, 500 XP to go.
Gosh, you guys are so far ahead of me. It takes me so long to put everything into a spreadsheet and then transfer it over to...
Well, my character's mostly done. I'm just trying to fill in the last 800 XP, and I've spent over an hour doing just that.
True.
Well, enrolling.
I gotta go to the house stuff, because now shit's gonna get weird.
Ooh, I can do 500? Fuck yeah, hold on.
So what time are we supposed to show up tomorrow, Scott?
5 a.m.,
So,
right?
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
start time. So 5 p.m. is the start time because I understand that people will need to work. But if you guys want to show up earlier, I took the day off of work, so I just need to go grab some food. Yep, 5 a.m.
We might show up earlier. I mean, we ain't gonna do. We'll probably take a deal. I'll probably go to the gym, and then once it's all said and done, then yeah, we can.
Like I said, I got beds and places to crash if you guys want to go nuts. And if Jay wants to pass out in the middle of the living room, that's totally fine with me. I mean, I know it's happened before. We could make it happen.
Yeah, but Jason ain't drinking blue Kool-Aid.
Well, I'm funny you should mention that because Miranda's going to be making blue Kool-Aid.
Well, she would have had to order it at least a week out because the last time I tried to make it, I had to order ahead of time. So good luck with.
Yeah. People up here don't carry it. Sad. Miranda will be the drunk one. Jason will be my
Yay.
Plus, we can't show up too early. My sinus medicine has to be able to kick in.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, make sure that you get. I was actually looking in the aisle at Menards to look for Claritin just to have it on hand. We do have prescription stuff that's for Julia that we could just force feed you with shots, and that'll work.
I'm a little afraid, but all right.
Drugs.
Well, basically, it's one of those things where it is. I think it's Benadryl, but they give you a big 2 liter of it for what you'd pay for a single dose.
Dang.
All right, be right back.
All right. Almost done.
Let's see here. Rogue Trader. Whoop. And CJ, what you messaged me,
Mhm.
For the most part, if you just, all you have to do is put an acquisition first, because you've got just universal pistol training, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Most things are covered under that. The only things that aren't are obviously the melee, but I think you have melee training too. And then exotic stuff, which most of the time is going to be hard to find anyway.
Cool. I'll paste what I'm looking for. Hold on. Let me look at it again. God, I hate this character sheet. Or at least the notes on it is fucking terrible.
By the way, I'm 3.5 feet tall.
No, you're not.
Oh, come on. It gives any advantage.
Actually, there are size things in here.
Oh, is there?
Yes. So you're a normal size person. You could be on the short end of that, maybe I'll have to look to see where it's got sizes, but there is a size thing in there.
There was actually requirements. Sorry. I didn't know that they actually played anything other than just looks.
Yeah, sizes, they, your grandpa, for example, he was tiny, so he had increased ability to not get hit and stuff like that. So that's why it makes a difference, yeah.
I may have went through the equipment a little bit.
Oh, let's see here.
Be right back.
Let's see here. So, Voxcaster.
I'm going to the bathroom and I'm going to fix a beer, so it'll be a minute or
Flux, rebreather, injector.
Oh no, the
stamp
beer's
toss,
broken.
Glow globe, lamp pack, red dot laser, bolt pistol series. Let's see here. Okay. that's okay. Rare, okay. Recoil gloves, bolt shells, frag, plasma grenades, crack grenades, helmet upgrades. Okay. That's not too out of the ordinary, most of that shit, so... Okay.
I get to roll on the insanity chart again.
Oh yes, which house are you going with?
Renegade.
Alright, Renegade. Magic Shrouded, Renegade. Some of the great houses have completely forsaken the traditions and ancient practices of the Navigator families in their quest for power. Oops, let's see here. In tampering with the fundamental nature of their bloodlines, the Renegade houses have created both monsters and marvels. The Navigator begins play with an additional Navigator power. Additionally, the Navigator may also choose 3 Navigator powers. These may include powers he does not yet have, but plans to later acquire. He gains a +10 bonus to all tests with these powers. In addition, all tests by others to resist these powers suffer a -10 penalty. It's pretty good. Unchecked mutation. Navigator is more prone to mutation and mental instability than any others of his kind, representing the tampering of his family line and a life overshadowed by doom. When taking tests for mutation, for gaining a new power or increasing an existing one, his tests are challenging rather than ordinary, so you don't get a plus when you're rolling on them. And you begin play with 1d5 insanity points. I mean, realistically, you're still okay with insanity at the moment. You're only at 3 points, so... Even if you roll a 5...
Why did you have to say that?
Even if you roll a 5, you're still under the 10, so you don't have, like, any kind of, like, a trauma, so...
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so you're at 5.
I don't want to hear it, Scott. We got a guy roll a 20 already, and he just finished his character. Oh, he hadn't even finished.
So the price of dabbling in the unknown is high, and it has cost the renegade houses in both security and status. Navigators from their renegade houses begin play with 1d5 corruption points, and the watchful eye of the Inquisition ever waiting to uncover wrongdoing. Also, all tests that involve interacting with the official bodies of the Imperium are at a -10 penalty. So you need to roll corruption too.
Yep. This time I'm going for fun. I'm not going for safe.
Good, that's the way you should do it, for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of the mindset of making a good character, but realistically, as long as we have fun. Good roll.
You're barely corrupt, it's all good. Now the fun part, the initial mutation. Navigators from the Renegade House begin play with 2 Navigator mutations rolled randomly from table 7-1 Navigator mutations. They may develop additional mutations as normal when they acquire new Navigator powers or increase their mastery of existing powers.
Alright, so where is
7-1. It's on page 182.
Oh, hey, I want to interrupt with a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not related, but nerdy thing I found. You can turn any wireless PC into a hot if you have Windows 10.
Cool.
Interesting.
Little Windows 10 icon setting,
I don't have Windows 10.
network and internet. On the left side, under airplane mode, mobile hotspot. I used Wi-Fi for a good chunk of time. Hated it. It started going to piss.
Like that.
So we flipped to a LAN for me, and I just disabled my Wi-Fi. And then I was looking around, and I was like, hotspot? What do you mean hotspot? My tablet, my phone, and my other tablet are all connected to it, as is the Chrome.
Interesting.
And you can set security on it and all that as well.
Makes sense. I would hope so anyway. Scott, do you want to roll the 1d5 to see how much toughness you lose?
Oh, I lose toughness? Oh, I don't like it. I
Yep.
thought I was
You are
gained.
extremely tall and painfully thin and lose 1d5 toughness permanently.
Hey, I paid some of my toughness for my intelligence. Ow!
I knew it. I knew it.
See, mine brought me from 43 to 40, so it was like, hey, perfect.
Yeah, at that point, it doesn't really matter
39 to
too
34.
much. Oof.
Ouch! Yeah, pretty much, Miranda. Pretty much.
It's okay. You just need to get behind Jay's character.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, do you see that? I get to start with 19 fucking wounds.
Oh, shit. That's really low.
Strangely jointed limbs. Your limbs have extra joints that articulate differently to a normal human. You gain the contortionist skill as a trained basic skill. If you already possess it, you gain talented.
That's kind of fitting, those two.
Yeah.
I have the first two on the chart. I was hoping for 91 through 95, Strange Vitality. What? That'll work. We can make it work.
What was that?
So I was hoping for Strange Vitality, but you don't always get what you want. You make do with what you have.
Right, unless you get to choose your mutation like you did last time.
Yep. That turned out to be very handy for that one instance.
It did.
Although he probably would have just turned back and said, screw it. So it probably killed us.
There was a lot of things that led to that decision. All right. Oh, and CJ, most of the things on there on your list seem like they'll probably be easy to get for you, acquisition wise. But I'll have you roll on that once we're done figuring out people's stats and stuff.
No worries. I'm trying to figure out how to make a decent or roll it easy. I know it's a D100 based off our profit factor.
Yeah, it's under the armory somewhere, like right in the beginning, about availability and wealth and acquisitions, I think.
272, 271. No, some of the stuff I want is not ultra common. But I didn't go for crazy shit like storm bolt or piss ammo. I want it, but it's really, really rare.
Yeah, and some of the stuff, I mean, it all depends on who you can talk to and your ability to get information out of people too. Because it's not just when you're looking to acquire something, it's not like you're just going up to the nearest store and be like, I want that. Unless it's something that's super common. A lot of times you have to do basically some like investigating to figure out who the hell sells certain things, especially if it's rare, because I mean, if it's rare, there might be one guy on the entire planet or in the sector that sells that. So
Yeah.
how's it going for you over there, Shane?
I'm making my way through it. I'm just kind of looking at the heirloom items I get as my pride motivation.
Those are very handy.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if I want to, which one I'd want, or maybe if I should just take the +3 toughness.
Well, you don't get to pick. You get to roll on the chart.
Yep.
It doesn't say that. It just says you gain an heirloom item.
Yep. How do you gain an heirloom item?
Oh, then the table does show. Yeah, it's a 1d100 roll.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
figured it out.
I don't know.
That's
It's a couple of
good.
those things I just don't even care about. Maybe I should just go with the +3 toughness.
That's how Scott got the gun that he was using. He got the
Which was
Oh, you got the
amazing.
las pistol?
yeah.
You get the chainsword too.
See, the thing about
I'm
that
not
that
going to
you
be very
don't,
good in melee.
the thing about that you don't notice is all of the bonuses that come along with it. So that accurate, if I got 4 degrees of success, I get to add 2d10 damage. So instead of doing 1d10 plus 1 or 2, I do 3d10 plus 2. And if they had armor of 20, fuck you, all of this goes against your armor.
Damn. I mean, but I can't guarantee that's what I'm going to get.
Right, but all of the other things that are on that thing, you look at them and you go, yeah, these don't seem that good. That's only because you don't know about the special properties that the items have until you get it and go, oh shit, this is really good.
Hey, Miranda, I have a question.
I have answers.
What happens when you roll equal to your the number? Like my profit factor is 41. I actually have a 41 on this. I'm in one of my own test games right now, so I don't spam.
Basically, then it's not. I think it's still considered a success because it's a 0, so it's not a failure. But it's not any
Yep.
degrees of success.
So it's like bare minimum. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's what we call on the nubbins.
What is
Interesting.
Shane, what's your toughness at?
I haven't placed any of my characteristics yet. I was just going through all my stuff to see like where my bonuses and negatives are going to
Okay.
and then kind of seeing from there like what my strengths will be best played to.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I figured, well, if your toughness is already, at 40 or whatever, then it might not necessarily benefit too much for getting the +3.
So that's where I'm kind of thinking now. It's like if that +3 will make the difference depending on how I put my characteristics out there, then maybe that would be the best choice. But on the other hand, if I just roll and get a good item, I can kind of make my build around that item too, to an extent.
True.
I don't know. I think it'll be fun to have an heirloom item, so I'm going to roll for it and just take that.
Okay.
What would the Reavers have been considered as far as rolling a knowledge against them?
65.
Ooh, I get the armor.
I'd have to look because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
Saint Blessed Carapace Armor. That is also very, very fitting.
Yeah.
I am going to step away for 1 second and get something to drink real quick.
Cuckoo.
So where do I see the info on this armor? I guess I just look up Carapace armor.
Yep.
It is a best craftsmanship set of carapace armor.
Oh, that's good. All right.
So best, it is like donning a second skin. Best armor weighs half the normal amount, increases the armor by 1.
Hell yeah.
So your head's got, well, I don't know if it's like the full set.
It doesn't really say.
What's the table?
1-2. A set. Well, it does. Oh, no, it does say a set of armor that once belonged to a saint's honor guard. Anointed and inscribed with the saint's teachings, it is assigned to stir the faithful of the imperial creed. You gain 1 best craftsmanship set of character.
Yeah. It's an honor guard. If I have a guard, he's going to be. So more than likely, it's a set of armor, full set of armor.
Yep, that seems pretty clear. And so the values and all that, that's the AP, that's like the defense. It's all plus.
So head is 5. All is 6.
Everything else, you're saying is 6?
It looks that way. So carapace helm is supposed to be 4, but since you have best quality, it's 5. And then the enforcer light carapace is that's
Enforcer light carapace is a full body and it's 5 on everything.
But is it light or is it like a trooper?
Yeah, because the trooper is all in 6. And that's very rare. I would assume if it's that would be something we'd have to check with Lilith on. I would wager to bet it's probably the best available.
Yeah. Honestly, what I would go with is, since it's made specifically and been anointed by, a saint, it's gonna be the better one. So.
Oh, he is playing a paladin. You can totally not.
So.
I mean, yeah, that's what I would think.
What it would be this like the storm. It'd be the stormtrooper carapace. So you'd get 6. You'd get also +1 for them all being. For it being best craftsmanship. So technically it would be 7 on all parts.
And it would weigh 7 or 8. Because it doesn't look like... Oh, no, they do 0.5. So 7.5 would be the kilogram weight to it.
Yeah, but I don't fucking care about weight.
I think because I have shit
useless.
for strength.
To me,
weight is stuff.
It's an extra mechanic that just bogs things down.
It's true. A lot of times it's best just to cut those out.
Yeah, I've yet to see weight done in a manner that seemed to make any sense. Like, I've legitimately made Pathfinder characters who basically couldn't even stand up. Like, are you serious? Yeah, he's not going to be a weightlifting champion, but what? I can't wear clothes and walk around?
How does that happen?
Because carrying weights is so fucking atrocious. Especially if you don't have like a 12 or 13 in Pathfinder, you can barely wear anything.
Oh yeah, I hated it on my alchemist. It was terrible. I pretty much had to have everyone else carry my shit.
Wendy Haversax. Yeah.
But that's why I have Jason. So he can carry everything for me.
Hey, if you're an alchemist and you make people healing stuff, they'll carry shit.
Yeah, generally. I mean, I mostly just threw bombs at people, but I was also a rat person.
Oh God, you were a Eureka person. That's what I called it. Every 6th level, you gain a new discovery. Oh, please tell me you know about that.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Favorite class bonus.
I saw that
Yep.
in Pathfinder Kingmaker. There's like a gnome that has that. He's an alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Your starting XP is what, 450 or 500? That you get to spend.
500.
Rat folk only there, Miranda.
What was that? Oh, yeah.
I made a
I didn't know what you were talking about, but yeah, no.
Eureka. Every 6 levels, I get a free discovery. That was what I named Rat folk. Eureka.
Oh. See, that's the part that threw me off. I'm like, I don't get what you're saying.
Well, they do spend a lot of time in sewers.
My rat folk did not. I don't know
You
if
were
you
very
remember,
clean.
but she was very vain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember.
Had a
That and
disguise.
the aboleth.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Miranda, I wish you had been there when my coworker played a. He just strolled into town like it was normal. Yeah, it didn't work out well for him.
Thankfully, in the game we were playing, it was a homebrew, and it was like we weren't really on the same plane of existence as like the normal world. So it was fine.
Everyone recognized, well, not him, but they knew what he was. Even if he wasn't completely sure.
You'll be happy to know that there are rat folk in 40k.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing you can tell me is in 40k that will make me happy. Because it's going to try to kill me.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. Oh no, I do love watching the cinematics on YouTube, even though I'll probably never play any of the Warhammer. God, they're so fucking epic.
They're making a 40k TV series.
What?
Yeah.
No. I'm not quite sure what you... KDs?
No, they're making a 40k TV series that is centered around one of the Inquisitors that has had like a dozen novels.
What?
Interesting. Where is that supposed to be on, or is it still like in production?
It's in production. I want to say it was Amazon.
I figured it was probably either going to be on Prime or on Netflix. It just depended. Because I didn't figure it was going to be on real TV.
Wow, it's expected to be available on the popular Warhammer TV channel on YouTube in 2019.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, that also
I'll
makes
watch it.
sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Warhammer is not exactly... I don't even think of it as honestly YouTube.
It's very... I don't know, it doesn't seem as like it's as popular of a thing as other franchises.
No.
It never will be, because, I mean, do you want to play a game you're pretty sure you're always going to lose?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That dark and gritty, I love that shit.
Yeah, but most people like the concept, I can win. Fuck it. Give me a great story.
I'm one of those people when I'm playing, like, I like to just jump right in. If my Blades in the Dark character said anything about that. Fuck
Touche.
it. I'll shoot. I don't care. I ain't gonna talk about this. Boom.
So it looks like that might have been something that was different that was on the Warhammer thing. That was back from 2018. So this is something new that's come about. A live-action television show is in development of Big Light Production. The show is called Eisenhorn, which will give a faithful, a good idea who will be the center character. Frank Spotsnitz is on board as executive producer and showrunner. He's a creator of The Man in the High Castle, and prior to that, spent years on X-Files team.
Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Could be good.
It could be. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I don't know much about Eisenhorn. I know that he spent a lot of the time as an outcast among Inquisitors, and then wound up like capturing the demon who he was thought to be in league with and bringing it back, and got cleared, and then it happened again, and it was this big back and forth where he's like a heretic and then not. So there's a story there for sure.
I mean, realistically, they could take any character and make a story out of it. It'd be interesting just because of the way this world works. But I'm glad they're not going like, oh, Space Marine stuff.
Yeah. So I think the big question is, do you try to hold people's hand to describe what 40k is, or do you just throw them in the world and just see
Throw
what
'em in.
happens?
Throw them in. I mean, realistically.
Well,
I think that's what you have to do, but as someone who's putting money into a thing, you want broad appeal. So I'm really hoping that the money men don't get into it and fuck it up.
You have to find a good in-between. But for the most part, like,
my mic
realistically,
on, or-
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we're just
checking.
ignoring you. So don't worry about
I
it.
can tell. Hey,
Well,
Scott, do
you're
you
fitting in.
want me to sit here and tell you the story to your face while you sit there and look at what's happening? But you don't actually get any story from the characters. You only get to hear my voice over whatever they're doing. It doesn't really matter because I'm telling you the story right now. You get to ignore the screen. That doesn't matter right now. Or would you like to skip that, get into them being themselves so you can learn what kind of characters they are, and then you can get flashback moments that explain why they're where they're at?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a way of doing it that's a good in-between. Like, you don't have to hold their hand, but people need to have context for what's going on to understand what's going on. Especially when a world is as gruesome as this one is.
I thought it was kind of interesting the way that they did the Dark Tower. And I knew nothing about the books, and I thought it was a decent movie. I understand how people that were into the books were pissed off because it didn't do a good job. And I don't like being on that other side of the fence where I'm like, oh, the books are so much better. So I don't know. I don't know how you walk that line into mass market to being loyal to the narrative.
You make your own character from the ground up. Don't take anyone else's. There's no way you'll pull it. Because it's pretty much guaranteed. You got to change and edit shit to make it fit in film of some sort, and that'll piss people off.
Yeah,
I don't know. What did you think of the Warcraft movies?
Honestly, visually beautiful. I loved it. It was great in 3D.
I liked it. Honestly, I thought they did a good job. But I also know a lot of, like, the stuff. I don't know how it looked from a perspective of no one who's played the games or know much of the lore at all.
I've played a lot of the games, and I honestly still keep track of the lore because it's got a good story, or at least it did.
But I'm saying the Warcraft movie, like, if you go in there with no context at all, I don't know how it looked because I don't have it from that perspective at all.
I don't have it from that perspective either, honestly. It was pretty good. There was certain ways they told it that, like, Garona shouldn't have killed King Lane. Spoilers. Get over. But the other reason I really saw it, besides the Warcraft title, Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah. Yep. He was amazing in it.
Yeah, he played that role really well. And some of it was really well done, other parts not so much. That's the best I can really say about it. It was a pretty visually stunning one, as close of a telling as I expect they could ever really do.
For a video game movie, it was good.
Yeah, pretty much.
They don't have many of those.
No. I mean, I do personally like Mortal Kombat movies, but they're a bad kind of good.
They're
Yes.
bad good.
Okay, let's just be honest. It's that goddamn song. It's addictive.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's like you hear that and you're like, I know what that means.
Exactly. I'm ready to fight.
Oh, you saw that they released the trailer from Mortal Kombat 10, or when it came out, they actually used the soundtrack at least.
I think Raiden made that movie though. Big fan of the Highlander.
See, now I'm probably going to blaspheme you. I like the series more than the movies.
Oh no, the series is better than the movies.
Oh,
But
okay.
I like the character in the movie.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that.
My favorite, it's probably one of my favorite trivia bits of any movie, is when he was filming that, he didn't speak a word of English. Does that make any sense?
Hold on, I was finding a thing. Sorry, what was it?
The main character who played Connor McLeod didn't speak English.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So they would tell him the line, and he would mimic the phrase back to them.
Fuck yeah!
Didn't know what the hell all of his lines meant.
That's amazing. I love it.
That is pretty great.
My favorite latest tidbit of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Archaeologists have
That's what
went
I'm
back
referring to.
and
There's a
started
size
translating like ancient Central America and South American cultures' languages to try and better understand what they were trying to tell us all. You know the Yucatan Peninsula?
I've heard of it. I
They've
could point to it on a map.
Yeah.
What page
They
is
figured
that
out
on?
what Yucatan means. I don't understand you.
So there's a whole peninsula named I Don't Understand You.
Yup.
Oh, that's so fucking fitting.
All right, be right back.
Yeah. So, I mean, you couldn't be. No. You could be anywhere probably from about 4.5 feet to probably about 6.5 feet or 7 feet. Would be average
So I
human.
think the only things that I
size.
need to do at this point is to pick my Dark Voyage Forbidden Lore, and then I get a bonus skill. I'm probably going to go for Forbidden Knowledge Warp. Although Intimidate might be good. No, I get shit strength.
You said for Dark Voyage?
Dark Voyage and Prestige. Or I've got 2 optional bonuses that I can pick from there. So I think depending on where we were going to be from, what my background was going to be.
Realistically, you can be from. That's something you guys need to figure out if you guys are going to be at all connected at all. Because realistically, you, Scott, and you, Shane, you guys have 3 things that are all like connecting. So you guys have a lot of option there if you guys want to be connected in some way. Where you're from, that's up to you guys, but where you guys are currently at is going to be Mithuna, because that is where Mecharius is going to be stopping to pick people up. For example, there's no Jason's character is not going to be from that world. There's no way he could be from that world because it's not a death world.
I can give you the backstory of the character. I mean, if anybody cares and wants to help, then that you guys can figure out whatever. I don't mind sharing this one. This one doesn't have any secret bullshit like last.
Poor Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa's still there on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa's fine.
Grandpa's fine. He doesn't really care. Shepard was a means to an end.
Ouch. Truth comes out.
And he meant the end.
So you're thinking the Forbidden Lore skill, you might take Warp to increase what you already have by 1 level?
I was thinking that for motivation, prestige, the Dark Voyage.
You're going to take the Resistance Sphere talent?
I don't know. It was gonna kind of depend on the stuff I had seen because there's a lot of flavor in that Dark Voyage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even honestly remember much of it since I had made this so long ago. Motivation.
Yeah, Dark Voyage is pretty much, when the walls start to bleed and you've seen that shit. Which also makes sense because you're Voidborn, so you've been on a ship for a very long time. Like, that's... You know what? That's probably why you have 5 insanity. And only 5, because you've seen that shit and you're like, it doesn't bother me too much.
Kind of like the idea of going Xenos and just being like, yeah, I've seen some fucking weird shit. They gotta get got. And that, like, so I'm all mutated and whatnot. I really like the idea of teaming up with Shane, so that way I'm not an enemy, I'm a means to an end. So if I can get on, if I could find a way to get on the good side of the missionary, that would be very beneficial to my survival. Because I'm not really corrupted. He's known me long enough that I'm just different.
But I'm dedicated enough that if I see you slip further,
I guess the question is each of you chose duty bound. Which duty did you pick? Duty to your dynasty, to your humanity, or to the throne?
Humanity.
to the throne, please.
Okay. Because realistically, that could even be like how he knows that you're not a bad person is because he knows you somehow proved that you're duty bound to humanity. Or maybe you guys shared a moment in one dark voyage and you came out of that together and stronger relationship for it.
All creatures can serve the God Emperor, regardless of form.
I mean, let's see. Willpower and armor of contempt. Perception and... Okay, so the perception's not really doing me any favors. If I go willpower, ooh, that'd get me up to 50. I can go duty to the throne. Armor of contempt might be handy.
It sounds pretty nice.
So if we share a common
Duty.
Yeah.
I see you want to advance the throne as much as I do, then you're definitely an ally in arms.
Yeah, let's do that. And it could be even maybe like some warpy stuff happened to me that spurred on this transformation to my body. I was like throwing myself in the way to save you. So even though my body is corrupted, my soul is pure, and my body's corrupted because I saved you.
Sounds fitting to me. My guy does not fear much. I mean, with armor of contempt and resistance fear, he's pretty much fearless in my mind.
I like it. All right, so I switched from duty to humanity to duty throne.
Okay. And I'm guessing you both have the willpower 40 prerequisite to get the armor of contempt.
I will make sure I do. Yeah, I still have to put my points out there.
Yep. With that, my willpower is up to 50.
Yeah, I'm just finally starting to read up on the missionary itself and see what I'm all about and what kind of skills and stuff I have.
Fair enough. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not really 100% sure on that either.
They seem to be like they can be ranged, but they tend to be mostly melee.
It's just a lot of my other starting bonuses. I don't know. They made me feel like I should probably stay away from melee more. Like I'm -5 toughness. I've got minus penalty to survival tests.
Well, survival. Think of survival the same way you would with Pathfinder, like finding your way, finding food in the wilderness.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's that kind of survival. That makes sense. I didn't get the highest wound roll.
You do have a lot of armor, though.
Which means I'll feel even safer when I'm standing back shooting. Oh, I just find the guns interesting. I was kind of thinking, and plus with how it works with like ship skill and how ballistic skill translates over there, I just feel like I'd be better served to go ballistic.
You can definitely play it however you would like.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I see what you're saying, it does cost a lot more to get the upgrade in ballistic skill than weapon skill for my missionary advances.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's a major thing to look at. Is there's two trains of thoughts with that. Like, so for me, boosting my weapon skill is expensive. So my last character, I started out with a high strength, high weapon skill. So early on, I could still do that, but to upgrade it to the point where I would be competitive later on would be counterproductive. So that's why I still just beat on the guy with my stick because I could. But if you're gonna go like long term, so for me, agility, I'm pretty sure is like a 500 XP upgrade. So I wanted high agility to start with, so later on I could dodge, but that's not an option for me right now.
That's a good point. What's my dodge like now? Better.
Yeah, it never hurts to look also like further down the line at like some of the talents you're able to take and to see what they do because they may be modified by certain characteristics. Same with the like the skills you have. Looking through those and seeing, it looks like a lot of your skills are all int based. So having a higher int might not be a bad idea, just so that way you're able to contribute in that way.
But it's like upgrading my int is really expensive too.
Right.
So that
Yeah,
starting
off, you want to have a higher int.
Which it helps that you have some higher starting values to work with in general.
And I think as we play longer, looking at what talents you can pick up. So if you can pick up a talent through the skill tree or the starting path, that's not available to you until tier 4 or 5, but you can get right away. That's a lot better than something that you're doubling up on to begin with.
Yeah, honestly, I'd look at some of the rank 2 advances for talent-wise and see what they take and see what they do. That way you kind of have an idea, because it looks like the first rank, there's not a whole lot of different talents. It's basically the same kind of weapon training, increasing your wounds and stuff like that. Whereas it looks like the second one has more of a variety of things. So that might not be a bad idea to look at those, kind of get an idea. Do you start with flame weapon training?
It does not show that I do. No.
Okay. That might be something to pick up too at some point. I don't know. I see cleanse and purify for rank 2. You need flame weapons training.
So with Stubjack, you get 1 weapon proficiency.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
There
why
you go.
it's super handy.
And that is birthright. Stubjack.
Yeah, I started making a modified image that would list all of the bonuses that you get in an abbreviated form. So that way it would make character creation a little bit easier, because it is super daunting to be like, here's this Plinko board. Let's see where we go.
Oh, I love
ding
it.
dong, ding dong. Oh, so do I, but I want to know, like, okay, this is what I rolled for int.
You think
I
too
need
much about
int.
it. Really, all you need to do is you need to put your points where you want them to be, and then you just go straight from the top to the bottom. Okay, I need to modify this here. Okay, modified. Go to the next thing. Modified.
Yep.
It's the easiest way to do it without messing things up. Okay. And Jason, you said that you had your psi rating stuff figured out from
Yes.
Weirdling.
I sent it to you. The first one there is the telekinetic crush, followed by telekinetic shield.
Okay.
What's your willpower advancement like?
Okay.
Just give us the simple cost. That'll say everything.
What's that?
What's your willpower advancement?
Probably 500 XP for simple.
It's a lot. It's one of the more expensive ones.
That'll be 500. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that 29 willpower with psychic abilities is scary.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, if you go defensive, I mean,
I did.
That's,
Shield
yeah.
crush to get shield. So.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm probably not going to have my navigator powers picked out tonight, because that's something I'm going to have to ruminate over.
That's fine. Because you get extra ones because of being a renegade, so...
Yep. So I think I get 2 more to pick from besides Lilithalu, and there are some that are like, look into the future. And
Oh yeah, there's some where you can follow the trail of another ship or and stuff like that.
I'm definitely not gonna go with the littlest stare route this time around. Switch it up a little bit.
I think you should have been more reckless with that.
I could have been. That would have been really nasty.
I might just be a horrible person, but sometimes it's fun to just be like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much how I'm just going to play any character I make in the future. So whoever DM's next, have fun.
Thanks.
So what we need to do is start out at like rank 3, and that way she can play an astropath and just go nuts.
Hope you all have blind sense or something of the sort. Because you ain't going to be looking around long.
Let's see.
Man, I really don't have that many skills. Now that I'm looking at it. It dodge, intimidate, common lore war, scholastic lore tactica, secret tongue military, Medicaid because I chose to take it. From my origin path, getting to choose a skill from my listing there, and then survival. Well, and speak language, low Gothic.
Those sound like a lot of important ones.
I do have 69 that I have to roll for intimidate. Let's see if there's space dragons. See if I can intimidate one of those.
Do you get a plus 30?
I can give him plus 10.
He can give me plus 10. Then I can add 10%.
That's plus 10.
I know. I can add 10%.
Yeah, that. What are you going to be rolling? A D100?
So 69 plus your 10 puts it at 79, which technically 10% of that would be 7. So 79 plus 7, so 86. I have to roll 86 or less.
I don't know. Sounds pretty hard. We are using roll 20. Should be fun either way. That's all I care about. See. I'm just testing the macro. Cool. Works.
Except that if that's supposed to be to figure out degrees of success and failure, that's wrong. My Discord stopped working. CJ?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me or not, if my thing might queued up or not.
You're kind of cutting in and out, honestly.
I hear you loud and clear.
Is that supposed to be, like, to figure out degrees of success and failure?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's wrong.
How?
Because if you're rolling a D100, you want it to be less than what your stat is. Right now, you've got it rolling whatever your higher is better than lower.
Okay, that's
So
an
you'd
easy
want
fix.
it to be flipped around. All right. Does anyone else also you guys will all have an extra, what is it, 2,000 after you put in the 500 points for your initial character, to put you up to the rank 2.
Oh Lord.
Yes. Since you guys are starting out where basically your last characters would be at, so.
I expect this to fail. Oh.
Does anyone need any help with anything?
I think that will do it for me.
Oof.
I have tons of fun homework to do.
Mm-hmm. And feel free to message me on Discord whenever I'm around, so.
Cool.
Oh, and I was wrong. You get to choose 3 navigator powers to add plus 10 to, but you still only get your 2 initial powers. The lidless stare and whatever.
Okay. I'll have to look. I don't know why on this spreadsheet that I have, it lists 3,
Yep,
including the lidless stare. Because when I was playing as the other one, I got a bonus, so that was 2. And I don't know if all navigators get them or if it's just the magisterial house that gets a bonus, which is why I had 2 ranks in the one.
So, well, what it is for initial powers, a navigator character begins play with the lidless stare power and may choose 1 more power, or instead of choosing a second power, may increase his mastery of 1 power. So last time that's what you did, is you increased your power of the lidless stare.
And that just regular, or was that
Yep, that's just how all navigators start.
So all navigators start with 2, so I start with 3 because the renegade adds an additional 1.
Yes, right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, cool.
So you get your lidless stare plus 2 others, or what you could do the same
Is
thing where
bump
you
up the lidless up to 3, and I probably am not going to do that. Although, God, that would be nuts.
That would be. Because as master, you oh my god. Yeah, as above, additional authority, that any creature possessing an intelligence of 20 plus suffering damage from the power must take an immediate difficult -10 toughness test or be slain. If they pass, they suffer 1d10 insanity points rather than the 1d5.
Oh, fuck.
But that can also affect your allies.
Sure could. I could be captain tomorrow. Sorry, Siege. I had to do it.
Doesn't bother me. Talking to the wrong person, I realize what game we're playing.
That's funny, though.
Oh yeah, because both of us read it at the exact same time. I was like, "Ooh!" My
I read it
hands are
once
just
and I'm
shaking up
like,
in the air.
wait a minute, let me reread that. I'm like, oh shit, what? I hit
Yep.
slain and I'm like, wait a minute, I need to reread that whole sentence again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what the
That's a
macro look
level
like. Just throw your name in there
one
instead of.
lidless stare.
The one in Discord, not Roll20.
What about it?
That's how you do an acquisition test, and it'll just automatically pull from our current profit factor if you keep.
Ouch. Technically, yes, except for sometimes there's modifiers to it as well.
Can I do that?
Depending on how easy it is or hard it is to find. Because if it's in a smaller city, less likely to find. If it's a harder item to find, less, you know.
Yeah, but then it's just adding like degrees or minusing degrees. Because it's always plus or minus 10 or something divisible by.
Is that something you're taking, Guardian?
I'm thinking about taking that Guardian as one of my skills that I'm.
Mm.
Years of serving as a bodyguard allowed the explorer to put himself in the line of fire or to take a murderous attack that was intended for another. He may sacrifice all of his actions for the next round to switch places with an ally within 2 meters, as long as there is no obstruction in the way. This may be done at any time, even interrupting another action. The character become the target of any attacks previously targeting the ally. This talent may not be used more than once per combat.
I like the one per combat restriction.
Yeah, that makes it seem a little bit more fair. For me.
It's once per combat, but you can do it more than once a day.
Right.
Yep.
That makes
It's
a lot
not-
more sense.
It's
It's
not
meant to help save an
bodyguard.
ally. Is all it is. It's meant for one of those. Oh shit, he's probably gonna go down.
Yep. Fuck
If
you,
he takes-
Milo.
And with the ability to fly, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I can go 10 meters flying.
Jesus.
I got really lucky on mutations.
That makes one of us.
But you're elongated, and you're strangely
Giggity.
lucky.
I got fairly lucky with mutations.
Yours really
and
weren't
that's
that
good
bad.
enough.
He's a
No.
Fantastic Four or whatever the fuck they are.
Yep.
Yeah, but see, Jay
Without
caught
the
all your
intelligence.
insanity, though.
Yeah, I can't really complain. I rolled 3 times on insanity and got a 5, and once on corruption and got a 1.
Yeah, you could have had 15 insanity.
Yep. But I roll better than Siege and Jay.
I didn't say my stats were fantastic, and
Shit,
my
you
insanity roll was pretty shit to start. But
I rolled more insanity than you two together did.
dude, yours is insane.
To get up
Yeah.
to 20,
Literally.
I mean, literally, I get a talent that says I communicate better with people that are crazy.
Me and you will get along. Bio.
No, the best part is you guys are going to have long, drawn-out conversations with one another, and you're not going to be having the same conversation or even be in the same sector, but you are convinced that you will be.
Good enough.
The real
At least
question
I'm not
is
alone.
when we actually meet up, do we know what the fuck's going on?
Nah?
From whose perspective?
Right. I mean, that's true. Mecharius knows what's going on. He's trying to find people to fucking crew his ship. He knows he just lost 3 people. Honestly, Scott, I think you should take the course Unraveled as one of your navigator skills.
Unraveled.
Time is not an arrow that flies straight and true, but rather a tangled web of moments and possibilities. The course Untraveled power allows a navigator to negotiate this web, stepping fractionally from one moment to another, and in the process, alternating his position in the physical world. The use of such power is extremely dangerous, however, as the navigator is not actually physically traveling in place as such, but rather choosing an alternate future in which he wishes to inhabit. He risks both injury and madness in trying to step outside the flow of time in this way. As a novice, the navigator succeeds in a difficult, which is a -10, willpower test. He may move to any point within distance equal to his perception characteristic in meters, so long as he could have walked, climbed, or swam there normally without impediment. If he fails this test, he is stunned for 1 round and fails to change position. If he fails this test by 3 degrees or more, he is stunned for 1d10 rounds and gains an insanity point. Whether or not this power is successful, the navigator suffers a level of fatigue at the end of the round, thanks to the strain on the body.
I don't like that fatigue. I found out what that could do before.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that it's... If you're in a situation where you need to get out of that situation, it would allow you to basically dodge an attack without actually having to use the dodge skill.
But using a navigator power is basically a standard attack. So I have to do it on my turn. So it's helpful to reaching a place that I could have walked to. I don't know, does it still sound as appealing?
The thing is, say, take example of last week. Say you're standing right next to the Geist, and it's your turn, and Shepard just died, and you know the Geist is going to turn to attack you. You moving away from him normally, he would get that attack where he could hit you. Or you use that power, and you move so far away. He then has to move to be able to get to you. So he may not choose to go after you. He may choose to go after someone closer. And he'll only get 1 attack on you versus 3.
True.
Or 4, technically, because if you move away, he gets that 1 automatically, or whatever.
Kind of like I was purposefully stepping away from monsters only one, so they would have half their turn.
I kind of have had my eye on the tides of space and time. So each round the navigator wishes to use this power, you may make a perception test as a free action. On a success, you double the agility bonus for the purpose of determining your initiative, and you take an extra half action. And then on the better version, you get 2 additional half actions, and you quadruple your agility bonus for initiative. So the 2 extra halves equal a full. So I could full aim, half aim, attack, move. That seems...
Yeah, that one would be really good.
I have a question here. So I'm looking at rank 1 to buy something. So dodge is an option for 100. If I already naturally get with dodge, can I buy that dodge and now it just gives me the +5?
I think it's +10.
No. If you already get the skill from either your origin path or from your actual specialization, you can't buy it in that first rank.
Okay.
It's there in case you take an alternate starting thing. Because some of
Basically an
they came out with
archetype.
other books and stuff, so you could take alternate things for your class or your career rather.
All right, so I took Guardian and Ambidextrous, and I ain't touching none of the rest of that shit.
Nice.
Oh wait, I'll take Awareness.
Yeah, you get ambidextrous, and then you get dual wielding, and then you're not taking any penalties.
Yep, dual weapon wielder, and then turn around and then I can use two handers and then turn around and use two handers and one weapon. So dual wield two handers at no negative.
Nice.
I don't know. I think you should take Heldenmine Gaze, Scott, just so that way you can fuck with Jason's character.
Yep.
In case he gets out of hand, he's a winged, abomination.
Heldenmine Gaze is one that I really have had my eye on too.
Especially since you died to something last week.
And if you master it, ooh. Demons suffering any damage from warp instability are immediately destroyed and cast back to the warp.
Yeah. It's pretty good too.
I got a lot of options.
You do. They're all good in like certain situations.
So it's either I can spread out and be useful in all situations, or be incredibly useful in some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the lidless stare, I'm even better at that because it'll be 1d10 plus 5 energy damage. No toughness, no armor.
Rank 2. Oh yeah, and even at like once you get to rank 2, you can choose another navigator power. So I mean, and that's basically where you guys are going to be starting at. So you won't be able to choose another one in this go, but the next time you get 200 experience,
No matter, I get another mutation.
Yep.
So each one of those is 5 points. So simple is 5 points.
Yep, each is 5 points. Yep, simple.
That's okay though. I'll have the paladin on my side. That's all that matters.
So I want to actually get your input on it too. I know last time when you did your just upgraded your lidless stare, we didn't roll any extra mutations. But the way it reads, do you think that when you choose each one of your powers, like you get the first one free and then the other ones you have to roll mutations for, or on character creation, do you just get all of them for the one mutation you already rolled? Or the 2 mutations you already rolled?
I hadn't really thought about it. It kind of seemed to me like when you spend XP to get a navigator power, then you roll. But when it is your base class, you're already having to roll. So like for me, I get an additional power, but I have to roll twice on the table. So it's almost like they already have that baked into the character creation.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, but I wanted to get your take on it.
No, it's probably going to happen pretty early because I'm probably going to go dodge first and then probably navigator power after that. So at that point, then I'll have to roll again and we'll see what happens.
And then you'll be pale and sickly looking more than you already are because you're Voidborn.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, pale and hairless.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very looking forward to Shane not being very distasteful of me and being my friend.
Yeah, we'll actually work together for a change.
Oh wow, y'all don't hate each other this time around? Holy shit.
That fucking captain, he's so fucking lippy, isn't he, Shane?
He'll get his comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. And here I thought we were zealot.
Well, you're the wrong kind of zealot.
I'm here to make sure you stay on the right path, though.
I serve
We're
the
here
God
to make
Emperor
sure
and
you
no
stay
one
on the
and
right
nothing
path.
else.
I heard he murdered a bunch of faithful servants of the Emperor. Ridiculous.
Blasphemy.
Say what you thought. I heard one was a heretic. He served me well to his death, as you.
As long as you in turn serve them.
I really
We
do.
all serve to our death.
Some people's death just comes before others.
As needed.
So Scott,
Now I sound horrible, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, you are horrible, but so I was looking through my notes for this the place that you guys are starting out this next time, and I've got in here hired goons to spy/kill Posthumous.
What are they going to do now?
Well, they're gonna find out that Posthumous is dead. They might take credit for it. Who knows?
I might sell him some cord.
Well,
I did see him somewhere.
The best part about this is like, yeah, sure, I've got a potential ally in the other rogue trader's navigator, but now I've created an entire house, powerful, magisterial house that is trying to murder me.
Yep.
I'm not doing myself any favors here.
It's great.
Yeah, you are. You're making lots of drama. That's the best.
It's true.
Yep.
It's great too because it's like, okay, the guy that was gonna hire people to kill your character, well, your character died, but now he's gonna be your new character's friend. It's just great.
God, like, I want Iron Discipline, but I don't. I need more willpower so bad.
What's Iron Discipline do?
Everyone else gets a second save versus pinning and fear.
Ah.
Well, everyone equal to my fellowship bonus. So 6 of them.
It's a good amount.
Yep.
Yeah. If I get the ability to command armies, that goes.
Well, if you had that ability, you wouldn't have had to murder the last army you're in charge of. That's all I'm saying.
Three bodies does not count as.
Oh,
even
no.
if you are
No,
giant.
he meant before that.
Character creation, backstory.
He means Joffrey. That whole shebang, you know.
That was predetermined, fixed point in time, let's say.
Excuse it however you wish, sir.
Right? It still happened. Joffrey still hates you.
Either way, sir, even in my situation, you would either have done the same or served the chaos. Oh, sorry, I might have missed one solution. You could be dead inside.
Well, yeah, that's what happens to all the people who follow under your lead.
Oh! Oh, shots are fired. Roll
That's
some
what
ballistic
happens
skills.
to everyone. The only person beyond that is the Lord Emperor himself. And are you, sir, the Lord Emperor himself?
No?
Why, yes,
Then
I am.
you are just as mortal as the rest of us. I pray you do not meet an untimely. Now, should we skip fencing with words and fence with the enemy?
Okay.
Thank you. That was actually quite fun, though. So Arch-Militant, Missionary, and your Navigator again?
Yep.
Are you going to blow us all up with your lidless stare this time?
Well, if he had a better ship, that wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, probably go that route.
Okay.
If you do anything that requires willpower rolls, I'm probably fucked.
Yes.
29. That's great. And he won't be leading anyone or convincing anyone to pilot ships for him in the near future.
Oh, intimidate. He's still going to be a beast.
That's true. That's true. He can
Yeah.
scare the shit out of someone to do something for him.
As long as he can explain it.
No. Realistically, he could probably just, like, spread out his wings and bulk out his muscles, and they'll be like,
Pick him
"Yes,
up by
we'll
the
do
throat."
whatever."
Oh, can we call you Jeepers Creepers?
Nope, I'm Experiment D3D, aka Meat Shield.
Oh, wait.
I was half joking, but thank you.
How do you, what did you say your name was?
I'll put it on the character.
Jesus. I just saw your message on Discord or in general chat, Jay.
His final stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's after all the experience. So that's that's the 500 plus the 2,000.
He gonna hurt somebody. Bad.
Yep, that's my character. Experiment D3D Meat Shield, aka Experiment Dead. So to kind of give you a backstory on this one, I died. You're gonna notice I have a necklace. It's gonna probably be some thick ass chains, and it goes through a bullet. This bullet is the bullet that killed me. I thought I was dead. Then I woke up on a table with all kinds of shit that happened with me. I got scared. I ran away, and I've been hiding. And this is kind of where it comes into story. The exact specifics and stuff like that, I'm not going to detail, but you kind of get the rough idea of how
Gotcha.
he came back into being, so to speak, and got found. And then whatever you decide as far as how it ended up on your ship.
Okay, I'll come up with something. Y'all made really great characters. I like this. Every character in this game is great. I think a lot of that has to do with actually the Plinko board. As stupid as it is, I'm kind of growing to like this Plinko.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you have a character story.
Yeah, I like that they actually have that integrated in to creating a backstory, to creating your character, instead of just being like an optional thing that you can min-max crazily, like in Pathfinder.
Yeah, that was the big thing why my game never got off the ground. Basically, everyone would make a character, but when I was like, I want a character. I'm not playing a game unless your character has character stories. Because I don't want murder hobos, and if you don't have a character story, guess what you are?
You can be a murder hobo with a character story.
Yeah, but I want a character story so I can pull you into my world and make you care about what's.
That's the downside. Not everybody's either comfortable with it or even wants that. Usually it's more the first. It's more people aren't comfortable with doing and investing in that one. I know when I started in this, I was like, roleplay? You gotta be fucking shitting me. I ain't gonna be doing that. That's fucking retarded. And then now look at me. I'm perfectly happy.
I showed my coworker at work 17 Pathfinder characters in another game I've made. Most of them kind of complete for where I wanted them to be. And yeah, stories include.
You never know when you just need to pull one out and be like, sure, I'm ready to go. Let's go now.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a bad thing, right?
Right. Especially even if you decide that you're not necessarily going to play them right now. If you're ever GMing, there you go. You got enemies.
PCs, yes. Water. Be right back.
Okay, so we've got Holt, D3D, and Aquila.
Yep. Aquila.
Aquila?
I thought it was like Aquila, kind of like tequila.
I just looked up Roman female names and then went with that.
Oh, is it a female?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
I've been waiting to switch things up a little bit for a long time. I think I'm finally at the point now where I'm ready to try to role play as a female.
Awesome.
Well, this should be fun. How are we handling experience? You said we're gonna like level up as a level 1 and then go up to 2.
Yep, so you get the initial 500 that you normally would get at character creation, so then you can do that, and then you get 2,000 to bring you up to the 7,000. So overall, you'll have 2,500 experience to spend.
Okay.
And it's the same rules as when you were leveling up before, so.
So, for example, if you picked like a 100 and then a 300, you would have to. So 100, a 300, then a 500, you would be at 5,200 before you could spend anything into the tier 2 abilities.
Yeah, so I have to spend all 2,500 on tier 1 stuff, and then next time, any XP past this now, then I can start putting the rank 2 stuff.
Right.
Yep. That was what I was trying to say, but I fucked it up.
Like I sat here and look like, okay, I'm going to plan out my life. I only see 2 that I'm comfortable saying, yes, I will get these. Okay. Everything else, it could.
All right, so I think I am going to press pause for tonight and then get this all sorted out before next Thursday.
All right.
Sounds good. If you have any questions, comments, anything you
I'll
want
bug
to
you
talk
tomorrow.
about, yeah, I'll be around. So.
One thing before you leave, Scott, didn't you say there's like a weapon talent I could take from Stubjack? I don't see.
I thought that was Stubjack. Maybe I was looking at a different ability. Let me pull my thing up.
Talking about the one like the one-man army or some shit like that that lets you choose another weapon thing.
Yeah, because Stubjack gives you the quick draw talent, but it doesn't say anything about gaining a weapon skill.
Yeah, it was Hand of War that gives you weapon training,
Oh, right.
which is far on the left.
So yeah, can't even bother with that myself.
I mean, you could.
I guess I could potentially. Nope, I couldn't get back to missionary.
Oh yeah, you're on missionary. I was thinking you were Arch-Militant. Nope. I was mistaken.
But yeah, I'm considering going flame weapons. It sounds kind of fun.
However, there is like a sub rule with 40k, you can talk to the GM and say, "Hey, I want this. What if I pay 500 XP for it? It's not something I'm supposed to have access to, but if I can make a convincing case that my character would have access based on their background, is this something I could do?" And they could be like, "Well, I think that would probably only cost you 400, or it would cost you 1,000. I'd let you do it."
Most of the time, if you guys can come up with good reasons for something that fit into a story, I'm okay with it. The only thing is the reason I want you guys mostly to use the origin path is just because of the fact that it's easier to make it more of a believable thing. And that way you guys aren't fully min-maxing. Because I know all of you guys are like that.
Well, this is beyond the origin path, since we do have the 2,000 XP to work with. It could be something where he just sticks with the origin path and says, "How much XP would I need to spend to get flame weapons?"
And that is true, yeah. If there's any time that you guys have a want or you think you need a certain skill or whatever, if you can come to me with a reason as to where you picked it up, why you picked it up, that makes sense, yes, I will let you either spend time to actually doing it, or XP, or it'll be some kind of mission thing. Like, it just kind of depends on what it is, but it is something that you'd have to talk to me about.
Actually, the rules mention.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
That was one thing that kind of caught me off guard. Like, oh, you don't want to be what you're supposed to? Here you go. Like, wait, you're cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as it's, like, fits in story-wise, for the most part, like, in any game, I'm fine with it as long as you can give me a good reason. And stick to that reason. If it creates interesting story, it's fine.
Pretty much.
If it's bullshit just to min-max, fuck you. I can see through that shit.
If I play Rise of the Rune Lords again, I swear to God, I'm min-maxing my fucking ass.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I will never play that again. So if you play it, I won't be there.
I am currently planning my, what is this, like my 4th attempt at Rise of the Rune Lords.
Oh.
And it's with the wife and the kids.
Oh, that's rude.
I thought you were trying to fix your marriage.
What's wrong with you?
Nope. So I am altering the storyline so that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to collide with the Rise of the Rune Lord universe.
Interesting.
Well, they're going to need Hulk, Captain Marvel, Thanos, Doctor Strange, and then they might win, maybe a little bit.
So
same odds.
Julia's playing the Hulk.
Not surprised.
Andrew is playing Groot.
Oh my goodness.
And Janelle is playing Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a 3-person party.
So
I'm going to swap out Nalia for Ultron.
Question for you, though.
Oh God, they have no idea what they're doing.
How are you doing, like, their powers? Like, are you just...
So Julia's going to be easy. Hulk is a barbarian. And Spider-Man is an alchemist.
Okay.
And then Groot is a druid who can shift into tree form.
Okay. I was more curious about the Spider-Man thing the most, because I'm like...
Alchemist.
Yep. So constant spider climb with bombs that create webs and a tube shooter that shoots out. So it's actually an archetype that allows them to, as a swift action, add an alchemical agent to a ranged weapon. So tube shooter out of the wrist, fires a bolt that does 1d4 damage plus Tanglefoot back.
So
So
which one
just
out of them three? I guess Julia's going to be doing all the damage.
yeah, I mean she is gonna still have bombs, and I can make the bombs do non-lethal damage. And then Groot, I mean, tree shape, like giant trees can do a shit ton of damage. But yeah, Julia is gonna be a beast. I don't really have to change a whole heck of a lot. For the other ones, like
Oh shit!
Spider-Man, gave
Is he
Spider
going to
Climb to
be a Leshy druid?
yeah,
Oh fuck me, dude! You're a monster.
yeah, I am. So yeah, basically Groot can't die. They just plant a seed in the ground and then they come back 24 hours later as a new Leshy.
It makes me think of the book that you'd given me forever ago, CJ. Necromancer or whatever the hell it was. That race that had the seed in the back of their neck, and they just replant.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Leshy druid. Jesus Christ! It basically becomes like a Leshy ball. You just grow more Leshies, attach them to yourself, and for each Leshy you grow, you become more powerful. The end.
Yep.
Interesting. They might actually
So they're
stand a
all
chance.
yeah, they're all pretty beastly. Like Spider-Man's the only one that could die. But I told Julia, like, I talked to Jessica about this. She's like, you got to sit Julia down and let her know that the Hulk could die. Like, if she's not
Ooh.
ready for that, she's got to be aware. And so she's like, okay, I'll be Iron Man if the Hulk dies. I'm like, sweet.
Oh,
All right, get a backup plan.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Though it's one thing for a kid to say it's fine, and then for it to happen.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But that's cool that you guys are doing that.
Well, it's been planned for a long time. I want to get like carnival games so that we'll roll the dice to see like if we do ring toss based on their dice roll, how many rings that they get to toss, and then do a prize based off of how well they do or don't do. We're gonna do pick a duck, um, maybe some like basketball stuff. Just so it'll be like interactive and game based, but we can go at it for an hour or two, depending on how long their attention span lasts, and then we can just say, okay, that's enough for now.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's great that
But
they
holy
like to play
shit, like
games too, so
yeah. But making all of those characters and figuring out a way to make them feel like as powerful as they want them to be, that took a long fucking time.
oh, I'm sure.
The only thing like that might be a slight annoyance for Spider is the alchemist cost from making all their shit. It can pretty much keep you perpetually broke.
Yeah, but yeah, Groot and Hulk are not known for being greedy.
True.
True. Pretty much. I mean, honestly, in this situation, it makes a lot of sense since Janelle is their parent, so she can just be like, "It's on my money."
Yep. They're gonna be like, I want Chinese though. Like, does Groot really need Chinese? Probably wants it, not gonna lie. He would
Yeah.
want it.
But you could probably give him anything, like a leaf off the ground, and be like, "Here you go," and he'd probably be fine.
That's very true.
Here, have this
And
old boot. It's fine.
Lilith of
Hmm.
the Mighty Fist and that fucking druid is set. He don't need
But yeah, trying to figure out, okay, how can I convert all of these things in from Rise of the Rune Lord, since I know the story. That's the only reason why I'm going with that one, because it
Mm-hmm.
involves the least amount of prep for me. How can I convert that into MCU? So the end game is going to be Loki with the Infinity Gauntlet. So
Interesting.
we'll see if we get that far. That's probably like 4 years down the road at the pace that we would need to go. So I'm not overly concerned.
Yeah, I think you got some time.
Hmm.
Even just because of how that particular AP kind of goes anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'd have to change quite a bit of it around because it's like, oh, you have mass murderers and all this, that, and the other thing. I did find a really good video where someone basically has a guy act as a tour guide for Sandpoint before the festival to introduce people to the town.
Really?
It's like an hour and a half video that they made in like some sort of flash player where it has all of the NPCs, talks about all the storylines, including the late unpleasantness with the murders that happen. And Janelle just stares at me. She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
That, yeah, hour and a half is kind of absurd for to sit down and watch / listen to a.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's different than interacting with a person because then you get a lot more visual stimulus.
There's a lot of visual stimulus in this because it's all animated. Like somebody spent a lot of time in this video. Like I'll have to link it, but yeah, it's crazy.
I'll check it out, but I'll promise you I ain't watching an hour and a half of. Like I follow a few different GM things on YouTube. I don't watch their 3-hour videos. No.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
No. Actually, I have a pretty good. They do recaps.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it a night, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a stretch in. If anyone's here, I'll chat a little bit, I guess, when I get back. But if not, y'all have a.
Yeah, take care, Scott. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
Oh, before you leave though, like what time? Oh no.
No.
I'll mess. Nope.
Oh
You
yeah.
heard
No.
me. What time is the earliest that's okay to come over there for serious though?
I would say probably noon would be good. I just gotta run to the grocery store and pick up some stuff, and then I should be good at that point.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
I wasn't sure he actually heard me. I'm like, wait. So how's it looking over there, Shane? How is your missionary going?
Just putting stat points in. I guess with flame weapons, ballistic skill doesn't even matter.
Right.
I just point and they either get out of the way or they get hit.
Just make sure that you end up you otherwise take a negative if you don't have the weapon, the negative 20, unless you have the weapon.
Yeah. No, well,
proficiency.
they take a positive to their dodge chance if I don't have the trait. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna spend my first points on that.
Well, from the way it looked from it, I was looking at all the weapons. It says there, if you don't have the proficiency in use, you naturally take a negative for it, regardless of what else. So I don't know if that's different.
It is different for the flamers though, because I don't roll to attack; they only roll to avoid, and so it gives them a bonus to avoid the attack if I'm not proficient with it. But so when I am proficient, they don't get the bonus. And then one of my talents makes it even harder for them to dodge it. And with the way that cone works, they can't use dodge if it's too wide that they don't have enough movement to dodge out of the way.
That makes a lot of sense.
But it also means I have to be very careful about not hitting you guys with it too, or you guys gotta be very careful about not letting me hit you.
Right, yeah. Oh sweet, it even burns underwater.
Yeah.
Whew.
And so if I start out with a good craftsmanship, what does that entail exactly?
You said good?
It says good craftsmanship flamer, good craftsmanship chainsword.
Let me see here. So good. see here. So a ranged, is it considered a ranged weapon or a melee weapon? I'm guessing ranged.
The flamer is a ranged weapon, yeah.
Okay. So they gain the reliable quality, which means I believe it's harder to jam or overheat.
Okay, because if I roll a 9 on damage, it jams. So I wonder how that helps.
So based on tried and true technology, reliable weapons seldom fail. If a reliable weapon jams, roll a 1d10, and only on a roll of 10 has it in fact jammed. Otherwise, it just misses as normal.
Okay, so I roll a 1d10, and then what was that last part?
So if it jams, you roll a 1d10. And if it's a 10 that you roll, it is jammed. Otherwise, if it's not a 10, then it's just, you just miss.
Nice. Wow. So yeah, okay. Because I was nervous about the jam, but like that's a pretty small chance then. 1 in 10 after, like a 1 in.
Right. And that also I think is good because I'm not sure with flame weapons if jamming, if that also leads to potential like other kind of damage.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's up? Oh, back.
He simply fires the weapon. All creatures in the flame's path are cone-shaped area extending to a 30-degree arc. Must take an agility test or be struck by flames and take damage normally. If they take damage, they must succeed an agility test or be set on fire.
But yeah, just trying to figure out how good craftsmanship affects my chainsword and flamer.
When a weapon fired at everyone's heavy.
That's what we're up to. I looked up every instance of it in the playbook, and I don't see it specifically say that.
Say what?
I'm just kind of wondering where you're finding this right now.
Oh, on page 115, there is a little side thing that says weapon craftsmanship. And it's got poor, good, and best. So for good, for ranged, it gives you the reliable quality. And then if it's a melee weapon, you add a +5 bonus to attacks.
Oh, cool.
It's in really light text. It's hard as fuck to read.
I don't have any issues. Oh my goodness. Print screen, save.
It's way darker in Adobe than it is the other one I use.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Slight difference.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. That's like light on light.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to read, honestly.
It almost looks like it's been like faded out by like from like sitting in the sun for too long.
Oh, no argument.
Um I suppose I'll need new pictures for everyone too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Well, if you give me a really good detailed description, I could try and draw something up. That goes for you too, CJ, if you want.
Give it some thought.
I'll think. I know the character, like, attitude influence, but look was just kind of like, I like that one the best.
Well, personality-wise too, that also gives, you know, how they would maybe stand and act and like look in a way. So that works too.
Oh yeah, both the core characters are cocky and overconfident as all fuck, but they have good reason. But it's one of those, it's like, have you seen the show Vikings?
Very little.
It's like trying to explain the character Ragnar to someone who's never seen it. He's an absolutely adoring character to watch, and he's almost impossible to peel your eyes away from. But I don't know how to explain that to you. He's a Viking. How do you tell someone a Viking he is that?
That's fair.
Like, you know, one of them, Alucard from Helsing. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, no, I do.
And the other is, I know Shane told me he knows them. Lelouch v. Britannia from Code Geass.
I just went and rewatched that.
God, I love that series. I did too. The end of season 1, I hate him. The end of season 2, I love him. And he is yeah. Oh. Even the end of season 1 is amazing character growth, but it's sickening. Like, ugh.
Not all character growth is growth in the right direction.
And who's to say what's the right direction?
True.
Not what he did. That's all I'm going to say. Not what he did. Because in the off chance she ever gets the mood to watch it, I'm not spoiling.
I think that might be in our queue to watch, but I don't know.
It should be.
Code Geass.
Honestly, season 1 is better than season 2, even though I saw season 2 first. Season 2 is good, though it suffers from the power creeps. And things start going crazy in season 2, needless to say. More so than season 1. And it's anime style, so meh.
We've been watching a lot of anime here lately.
I can really dig it. If it's just, it has to be the right anime. There's just so many out there I don't really get into.
Oh, hey.
That's fair.
Let me check.
It seems right now like the biggest like plot line is people from high schoolers or people from another world getting transported to another world. Like that's like the thing that's in right now.
And that's the one thing that bothers me is just how many different tropes there are that are shared between them. And
Yeah.
I don't like the unoriginality.
Yeah, that is true. Anime can be very tropey. Yeah, sorry. Code Geass is on Netflix right now. Season 1 and 2.
We don't have
Yep,
We
that's
have-
where I just watched it.
We had the full Code Geass shit on Hulu. It's added to the list.
I was just double checking they hadn't took it down. I didn't want to say it was there and it was already gone. I've done that before. I feel
Okay.
bad when I do that.
Well, usually that stuff is like up forever, so it's like, usually it's like, it's fine to just say it's on there, because usually it is.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I kind of want to watch Equilibrium again, Snowpiercer. There's a good chunk of good movies on Netflix again for one. Kind of surprising.
I've been going back and on through the Amazon Prime app, there is access to the IMDb movie thing, and they have free TV and movies on there. And I've been rewatching
Nice.
Fringe. I love that show.
I really got into it for a while, but I just never finished it. I kind of lost interest around like the 4th or 5th season.
It gets really kind of weird, but it's good. Also, it might help that I think Peter Bishop is pretty hot, so.
I really liked Olivia. I thought she was beautiful.
She is. It's fair.
That was probably one of the main reasons I was into the show. I don't know. It just got so... It did get so out there. I just kind of... I don't know. I had a hard time following everything.
I really like weird shit, though, so, I mean, I'm all about, like, aliens and conspiracies and, I don't know, random shit. Like, that's just right up my alley. I wouldn't be surprised if there's alternate dimensions.
I don't know. I don't like when stories introduce alternate realities like that. It just kind of makes me like lose interest, just because I feel like it's so unsolid. Then there's like, well, now there's just infinite amounts of each character, and you can't really get too attached to them. Now there's gonna be like the old evil version of this character, and it just, I don't know. It kind of...
Yeah, some go a little too far, for sure.
It's like even Deep Space Nine, like, I don't know, they handled it a bit better because it wasn't so impactful. There's only a few episodes with the alternate characters, but I still just didn't really care for any of those episodes. Like, they're kind of fun.
Skip them all.
I would have rather just not even had that.
Okay, wait. I'll take that back. Cassidy was the only character that was half-ass interesting.
That's true. Her character was... I did kind of like her arc in that bit, but like every other character is just like, okay, what?
Well, she tried to become something more. Everyone else was just happy who they... So have you seen the trailer for Picard?
Yeah.
No, but I've heard about it.
I think it looks good.
I mean, it sounds like something that could be just super awesome, like exactly what I want, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
Okay, I have a simple question. How much Star Trek have you watched?
I mean, I've seen all of TNG and all of Deep Space Nine, and that's it. I haven't seen any of the movies or any of the original or like any of the newer stuff.
The only thing I'd advise on top of it is Voyage.
One of my buddies told me to get into... Is that the one with Archer? Captain Archer? Oh,
that's
no.
Enterprise.
Oh,
I'm saying Voyager, that's the one with Captain Janeway, the female captain. Because one of the characters from it is going to be very relevant in... And if you want me to give you a good reason to watch it, a Borg becomes human.
That's interesting.
There you go. Like, not
I mean,
like
with what they were doing with Data, like, it doesn't surprise me too much.
No. Not like Picard became back human. Like someone who has been a Borg all their life, basically.
Well, I mean, they kind of had that episode with like Hugh, where he was like sort of like becoming human.
He's coming back and took.
It's him?
Nope, it's not him.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's coming back.
I heard a lot of rumors of people being like, well, more like people being like, oh, I hope he's in there. But I hadn't actually seen any confirmation that he was.
I heard that they had confirmed it, but I'll throw you the trailer.
The trailer was good. It made me pretty interested in actually watching it.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy CBS All Access the first season. Not so certain the second. By the third season, I'll definitely buy it just so I can see all 3 seasons in one. I'm sorry, I hate watching like one season then waiting a year for the next.
Yep, my friends keep telling me about these awesome new shows. I'm just like, well, I'll wait till the whole thing's done because I hate sitting there waiting.
Yeah, like I got so onto the fucking Game of Thrones train, just like everybody. The only difference is I watched up to season 6, and season 6 was the last thing out when I started, and I watched it and I was like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. They were like, oh, you're gonna watch season 7? I was like, yeah. And then it came out and they were like, we're only doing one more season in 2 years, and I was like, fuck it, I'll wait. And then the season came out and everyone hated it, and it was like, sweet, I'm staying at season 6 where I love the show.
I don't hate it that much. Like, there were parts that I didn't really particularly like, but for the most part, I didn't think it was that bad.
It's not that it was bad. It's just it wasn't up to the normal caliber of the show for what most people. And it would be, think of it this way, it'd be like if a Marvel movie, you went to see an Avengers movie, and it was just as good as Justice League. Would you be happy?
I wouldn't really care because I'm not into Marvel all that much. Like, they're okay movies, but I'm not on
I'm
the
referring
bandwagon
to
of, like,
quality, though.
I've never even seen Justice League, so I have no idea.
Honestly, I don't either.
Like, I'm not super into superhero movies. I'll watch them, but it's not something I'm like, I need to go see.
It's like, yeah, I don't usually go to movies at all myself in general, except for like taking like a family member out who likes to go, and then I'll just pick whatever sounds good at the time. So I don't know. I've just seen enough superhero movies now, and I've seen some that just didn't hold my interest anymore because it's all the same kind of stuff rehashed. I still enjoy a lot of the Spider-Man movies, though. Like the newest one was pretty cool, Far From Home.
I haven't
Still
watched
haven't
any
managed
of
to see it.
I haven't watched any of the new Spider-Man, like, for like the third time that they've like redone.
The Spider-Verse was actually really cool too. That one's worth watching just because it's so different.
Is it?
Yeah, Spider-Verse is great.
But I mean, it was like the newest one, Far From Home. It was like visually really appealing. Like they picked some pretty beautiful areas, and some of the CGI stuff was just so cool. Like the Mysterio battle was just awesome. Like all the crazy weird imagery and like just the illusions he'd throw up. Like that was cool. It's memorable. Even if I don't know, I didn't really care for like the high school plot so much.
Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night here. If you guys have any questions or anything, just message me.
Yeah, I'll be working on this throughout the week. I'll let you know if I have any questions. So I'm gonna jump over here too. My buddy wants to play some WoW.
Play some WoW?
Yeah, we're level 70 and raiding on that private server that you guys showed us.
Cool. Are you gonna play some classic at all, or?
No, I have no interest in that. I know I wouldn't even make it to 60. I'd just get so tired with the grind.
No, that's fair.
But you made it to 70 on that one.
It's different. The grind isn't as bad.
I was gonna say they had XP up, didn't they?
Played a classic 6 server. Yeah, they just did that, but I even leveled without it, and it was fine. It was, I don't know what the difference from TBC to the classic was, but like the last 10 levels in classic are such a drag.
Yeah.
And there's no quest. It's just
Nothing.
like dungeon running and killing mobs, and that.
TBC didn't change almost anything in vanilla.
Well,
they reverted.
maybe
It was later on. In
Well, this
TBC,
server-
they had the.
They did make a change? Okay. I know that the server also runs extra rested up till like 60, so it helps a lot. Like I felt like I was leveling 1 to 60.
Yeah, that always helps a little bit.
Because originally in the TBC, basically, what is it? 60 to 70 was basically the same equated grind in XP in time that it took you to get from 1 to 60.
Yep.
They changed and modified the last 10 levels as far as the amount of XP to kind of go congruent with what the expect changes were going into TBC. Then in the major patch before wasn't 2.4, I think it was the one before, I think it was 2.3, where they ended up doing a revamp and reducing the total amount of experience because they were prepping and trying to get more people to come in and join for Wrath of the Lich King.
Didn't work. Highest peak ever was TBC.
I like Wrath a lot, but TBC is definitely like, I don't know, just has a special place for me.
TBC was
Wrath had the most players.
I'm looking forward to playing through Wrath again too, honestly. Like I'd like to go do the whole TBC progression and then go do the Wrath progression. Death Knights were fun. I don't know. I like the areas. I think they just added all more stuff for all the classes. It was like I think it was after that they started like taking things away and changing things, and that's when I started losing interest.
In Wrath of the Lich King, they took away hybrid specs. And they started cutting down a lot. You had to invest all the way to the bottom of your tree in order to play that spec, period.
Which doesn't bother me too much, because that's how I always like to do my specs anyway. Like, I like to get the end talent. It's usually something pretty cool.
In a lot of classes, yeah, but there were some, fuck no, like Rogue and Warlock, you gained a lot of advantage by not going all the way to the end of your... Demonology was a great, like, grinding spec. You could be like, Demon, go, sit down. Yay. Yeah.
Well, the Fall Guard seemed cool.
He was grindy as shit.
Yeah,
That's so lame.
Tanking for Warlocks was really fucking cool.
Yes. See, that's one thing I loved in TBC. I remember in Gruul's Lair, there were mage tanks. In Magtheridon's Lair, I tanked as enhancement shaman, I tanked in Gruul's Lair and Magtheridon's Lair. If you were a warlock, you would tank in SSC and Black Temple. Mage tank in Gruul's Lair.
But when you talk about mage tank, it's not necessarily tanking, it's just kiting and surviving.
Spell steal, your main target, that is tanking. See, I thought that stuff was fun as fuck.
Yeah, it changes
Like,
it up.
hey guys, guess what you got to do? Manage your threat, not rawr, DPS, DPS, DPS. I told everyone, dude, I'm an enhancement shaman. I have Earth Shock. That is my threat. And Wind Fury. The end. I have nothing else.
Storm Strike.
Storm Strike. Yeah, but you take threat reduction talents, so it's kind of like,
I mean, you just sit there and hope you don't proc Wind Fury on pull, or like hang off a second before you attack.
Oh, dude, that was one of the worst things
Wait
ever.
for
You could be
Sunders.
just be sitting there watching your threat, and it'd be really high under the tanks. You're like, no wind fury, no wind fury.
Well, I think it's mostly just to help out bad players tanking. You know, it's like in TBC, the bad tanks are noticeable. Like they can't hold threat for shit sometimes, and it sucks. But having a good tank is awesome. So they kind of made it just like all you have to do is use an ability, and now you have. I mean, healing aggro is a real thing on some fights.
Yeah.
The beginning of a pull or taunt swap mechanics that refresh the table.
True.
And
I have died to those. I take that back. I did pull straight pull threat off of one tank, and that was fucking horrible. In a dungeon run we were doing, or I think it was a dungeon run we were doing, and it was so bad. Like I nuked, and I'm like, he taunted, and I stopped casting. It still came back to me after 3 seconds. Iconic trinket. I get to run around and just beam into something for some fucking insane damage.
So what? He's tank. Threat me. No, I'm kidding. I get it. But that was kind of like in Wrath of the Lich King. I leveled a warrior tank, which was quote unquote technically the worst tank in Wrath. But he was fun because I could put the thing on someone else who had way better threat than me. Yeah, and get free taunt. When I was leveling a warrior, dude, I don't know how many fucking times I'd get a level 70 warlock and I was level 62. It's like, are you shitting me? Why are you here? Well, you get vigilant. I know who's going to be pulling threat, and I'm going to get a lot of taunt. Yeah, I liked it. Like, if I went and ran a, what was the prison in Dalaran there? If I had a warlock, it was like level 70. Yeah. Because I could charge and intercept and taunt and do all sorts of fun shit and just be all over them.
Yeah, I love that mobility. It's fun. It's fun for anyone.
And if you wanted to be a lazy tank, you just rolled druid.
No, that's exactly why I rolled warrior, because warrior had so much mobility things.
Oh yeah, they were the most fun. Like being a paladin's boring as shit all around. I just don't like it. But being a warrior is a blast.
Yeah, I asked my cousin about tanking on a paladin. He was like, yeah, I scroll up, then I scroll down, then I scroll up, then I scroll down, then I scroll up, then I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's my tank rotation. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, that's all.
Concentration and righteous defense. I mean, it's nice too, just because it's so laid back and easy. But I like warrior tanking more.
I love brewmaster tanking because it's got enough complexity to it, but it's still not too difficult.
TBC Enhance will always be my favorite because I will always remember being able to say this. I had 45 unique keybinds all memorized so I could PvP.
I remember when we first started, me and Ross started playing, and we were talking to CJ and jumping into the game, and I was like, picking class. I was like, oh man, Shaman sounds great. What is CJ's response? No, you're not fucking playing that. You know how much chucking shits to that class? Just fucking pick something else. Then I picked the warrior, got up to like level 20, and then the warrior that decided to power run us through, shut up and keeps his dude, fucking reroll. Then I rerolled a rogue, and then life happened, and I quit playing, and then came back with the account that CJ hooked me up with that had the mage. The druid, and shit.
Yeah, mage is a great starting class. Druid's not bad. Shaman, like once you get to 40, Shaman is really easy. But fuck my life, getting to 40 is so painful.
You just spam lightning bolt. I mean, yeah, you gotta stop and drink a lot. I leveled up as Resto, and I just healed at my way up, and it was fine. And that's pretty much what happened. I just found I just had some tank friends and made more tank friends and just rolled my way up. I did a little bit of soloing, just throwing lightning bolts out, and it went. I didn't feel like it was that slow. Like I couldn't really die.
Yeah, I mean, if I level someone who has a quote tanking ability, yeah, I always try and have a tank set available so I can tank. If I can heal, as long as I have a heal ability, like if I'm a clothy, like a priest, if I'll be shadow spec in the early levels and I'll try healing or discipline and try.
And you can heal a shadow with no problem.
Yeah, in the early levels especially. But later on it becomes impossible.
Yeah, I love discipline healing in the newer edition. I do miss
Rapid
healing.
They made discipline pretty beast. I thought that was.
Yeah.
It was just a blast. I missed doing the mythic runs with it. I don't know if I want to go back. I don't know.
Fucking Happy keeps popping in. Like, I think I'm gonna play. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go play StarCraft with Shane. And I was like, yep, Shane, he's gonna tell Shane about it. Shane's gonna talk him out of it. And then 2 days later, he's gonna pop back in. I think I'm playing again.
Yeah, the revolver. All right, my buddy's talking smack. I gotta jump over. I'll talk to you later, guys. Looking forward to it.